morning. It's a little chilly today. Oh man, what a mess. I'm literally just getting up. All right, I'm not ready. There is a Spaces happening soon with Mal, Malicious Sheep. The radio is always fitting. The blues, I got the blues. Okay, let's get this fixed. Taskbar. If anyone's in the chat, I'll bring them up, but otherwise... Oh, okay. Did it start? I think it started, probably.
But yeah, we're gonna get chatting about some goodies very shortly.
I just opened somebody's profile and then I went back to the space and I can't see anybody in the room.
Yep.
I think you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. This is exactly my problem. This is why I'm not touching a thing, because like I couldn't even see myself the last time I did it. So I'm leaving it as it is. I can mute and unmute myself. I can bring people up, hopefully, and I can emote. But I'm not going to touch anything else. Hopefully they fix it soon. Otherwise, we'll build elsewhere. Won't we? Won't we? Now I have to do everything from memory. Let's see how sharp this old toolbox of a brain is this morning. I'm not going to be able to look at my notes. Nope. I'm wondering if you can hear the birds. Well, they're currently not chirping. There's currently a car going by. But are the birds listenable on your end. Possibly. You're showing as listener on my end, so maybe you can't chat anymore. Hopefully. Oh, I see your thumbs up. Excellent. That's good. Hopefully, somebody comes up to be my co-host soon. I don't know where the hell Ryan is. I can't see anything. Perhaps he is already here. Perhaps I will be talking to myself the entire time. It is quite possible.
I'm trying to get
everybody.
up.
Whoever happens to be here.
I'm trying to
Who are
get up.
treasures. Anyway.
Let me try get back in.
Care. Welcome, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Malicious Sheep. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, photographer, vocalist, poet, and gamer, and community organizer within the Tezos ecosystem, particularly for Teia, the nonprofit DAO LLC, which is volunteer-powered and community-owned. That was all in one breath. That was great. The plan for the space is to share news from around the Tezos ecosystem, about tools, open calls, initiatives, all the goodies, and discuss related themes together. If you would like to contribute but are uncomfortable speaking, or are non-speaking, or phase speaking, or require a reader for any other reason, I would be happy to serve as such. Add your contribution into the comments, and I'll try my best. I hope it works. I'll need a co-host in order to be able to do that, though, because I don't want to risk it for the biscuit. And what else? You can turn on closed captions in the top right-hand corner menu if that is an access need for you. Not sure if that still works too, but it's worth a try. And the space will probably go for about an hour, maybe longer. Who knows? We might get chatting. We might have a few hours in us. Who knows? All the better if I have a co-host and guests.
I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get up. But...
And what else? Last 10-15 minutes or so, we'll do a check-in and wrap up. And I can't post anything to the corner today. Again, same reason. This app is very broken. Oh my goodness, hello! Just a little birdie. Just looking at me. I got distracted. I'm still distracted. Anyway. There will be some chatting about some of the lovely things within the ecosystem, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it, or if you have something that you yourself would like to share. I'm going to attempt to bring straight up. I don't know if you can come up. I'm going to try and bring that back up, because I don't know if Matt is still here. Because those are the only two people I can see currently. Otherwise, I might have to restart the space and spam potential co-host.
Yeah, maybe. This happened last week, too.
That's the thing. Anyway. Some spaces for around the ecosystem that you should check out if you haven't done so already. On Tuesdays, it's Tezos Commons Tuesday calls. It'll start in a few hours. With Kryptonio and Blangs, and they'll talk about something in particular about the ecosystem, and the community is involved in said conversation. So it's a great time. You should check it out. There is also on Tuesday evenings, WX8BK's The Night Train with Bits and One Wheel Willie, the two hosts with the most, who interview a creative from somewhere around this beautiful globe of ours, or have an open community call. And in both cases, it's a lovely time, and you should join. And that starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. Then on Fridays, we have Tezos Commons Artsy Friday with Yoshi. And guess who is the guest this week? Little old me. I get to be the guest on Artsy Friday this Friday. So when that notification comes up, set your reminder. Come and hang out with me. I'm going to be talking about my art and things. So that'll be cool. If you have not tuned into one of those Artsy Friday spaces as of yet, you should check it out. And it's a weekly interview with a creative from somewhere around the ecosystem. And then the final Friday of every month, it is the Tezos Commons Artsy Friday community call version where anybody can come up and chat about their work. It's a great way to get into the flow of doing so if you've never spoken in a space before. Yoshi is a lovely host who will ask you very wonderful questions about your practice. So check that out if you haven't done so. And I think that's more or less it. I can't check the comments, so whoever put a comment in there, I apologize. I might have to just close the space if we open it. I don't know how many people are here. Oh, yeah, 2 requests to speak. I'm adding you as co-host too, First Rain.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello,
Oh my goodness.
hello.
Hi.
Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can hear
okay.
you.
I've been trying for
Yes.
a while. Matt is. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Well, he was getting ice cream and going to bed very shortly, but he wanted to say
okay,
hi.
okay.
So I could just still see him on my screen, and I didn't want to test it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to.
That's what happens when you take risks. You get punished.
Yeah. No, it's the other way
Oh.
around. This time it was a success.
Oh, it was.
I
a
risked
success.
it
Okay.
because usually when I pull the screen down to like hide the space, and it'll show me on the bottom like how many people are in the room and how many have requested. And usually when I pull it back up, I can't see anybody, including myself. But this time, it shows me that you are here,
Okay.
and First Rain is here, and Blind Gray Squirrel is here.
Okay.
Hello,
We're
everybody.
seeing the same thing. Yeah. See, I never know. If we're ever seeing the same thing. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's fair.
Okay. Well,
But we're here.
I'll try to help out with that stuff.
Amazing. I appreciate you. Also, hello,
as
First Rain.
usual, I'm just rolling out of bed, literally. So
Yes.
this is.
Yeah, I woke up like an hour ago. I went to bed at 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
Don't judge me.
No,
And
no.
because I'm a night person. And I first woke up at like 8:30 this morning. Went to bed at 4:30, woke up at 8:30, and I was like, I sat up and I was like starting to do my routine, and I'm like, it's a weird kind of color light coming through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. And I started like getting everything ready, and then I glanced over at the
Ugh.
time and went, oh, I'm going back to bed. For a few more hours because I only slept for 4. But I was fully energized. I'm wondering if I should have just stayed up because like my body was like, that's enough sleep now.
Sometimes I don't know. You just sleep well. Sometimes, right? You don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. I understand being a night owl because I used to be like that. Lately,
The sun is too loud. The sun is loud.
It is. Lately, the sun is just like get up, Brian. Come on. And in my younger years, I used to be more rebellious. I'm like, no, don't tell me what to do, son. But now,
for me, it's like, I don't know if you have the same thing, like fluorescent light bulbs, because I'm autistic as hell. Fluorescent light bulbs screech.
Oh, I know.
Like yeah. That's what the sun does to me.
Oh.
Like the sound of the sun. Like I can hear the sun
Oh yeah,
on
because you
things.
have those synesthetic kind of
Yeah,
yeah. Ooh.
and I can hear like a safe cracker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've played Arc Raiders with me. I'm like there's a
I'm
shredder 400
I
meters
don't
to
know.
the south.
I've become such a become such an indoor person since COVID, and so I'm like used to sleeping at odd hours. I do take naps too, so one of the perks of working for yourself, you can take naps, but but yeah, and a lot of times I've gotten used to sleeping with the lights on. So, that what do they call that? The circadian rhythm, or like it's probably all messed up, like so. But
Probably. But there is research to show that people have different sleep rhythms. Especially anybody with ADHD, they're more likely to be up at night instead of the day. Which is interesting. And it wasn't until like 150 years ago that we even slept an 8-hour night. We used to sleep for like 4 hours, then wake up for 2 hours, then sleep for 2 hours, then wake up for an hour.
Modern. No, naps are natural, I think.
Yeah.
Like why? Who said you have to work 8 hours straight? Right, like without a break, like on your brain.
Exactly.
More
also, hello, First Rain.
Fight for your naps. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Naps will solve all our problems, I believe.
It's true.
People need to mellow out, man. You get so grumpy, especially like after lunch, and I don't know. I'm just rambling now, but.
How are you today, First Rain?
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Hello.
There you are.
Just waiting. No, I was just waiting for Ryan to be finished.
Oh, I am done.
Yeah?
I'm always done.
No, you're not. You're always talking.
I'm always talking, but I'm also done too. Always done. I can stop anytime.
Okay, but I agree on the naps. Naps are. So yeah, I am. That's what I am.
Excellent.
How are you?
I'm good. Slowly blinking into the sunshine.
Same here.
Chilling with the birds. Looking forward to chatting about all of the wonderful things that are going on in Tezos today. Do you want to start us off, First Rain, with what you were tweeting about, which I saw? I retweeted about it. Maybe folks might be interested.
I don't know what you saw. I did nothing. Okay, well, let's start with the starter packs, I guess. Because this was the first thing I've posted in, I don't know, ages, I think. Yeah, I've been working on starter packs for welcoming new people, well, basically with the basics. I finished the general starter pack with explaining what is blockchain, what is Tezos, what can you do here, like getting some first terms into everyone's brain, pinned it on top of the space. Yeah, and now I'm working on the second part, which is the artist starter pack, which will contain stuff like
starter pack. Yes.
What kind of marketplaces there are, what you can do as an artist, like not only sell your art, but connect with others, collaborate with others, all the good stuff, and also how to mint. And I don't know how deep I will go with this first version of artist starter pack, but maybe also how to set up split sales or split contracts like the bread one thing. But I think this goes too deep for the start, but I will keep it in mind to edit later, definitely.
It's good to have like a artist pack 101, and then have like 102
Yeah.
for sure. A
Exactly.
recommendation, if you don't mind, maybe
Yeah,
add
sure.
information about copy minting, copyright,
Yeah,
because that would be
yeah.
so helpful. I feel like not
Yeah,
a lot of
like
people know.
that's good because I wouldn't have thought about this, about the copy minting part. I mean, because it's like, duh, you don't do this. So, but yeah, I will add this.
Mhm.
Yeah, and with the artist starter pack, I started working on it, and I will add all the things on the fly. Like when I finished one section, I will already edit, but also put a banner on it that people know that this is still under construction, know that they can be careful about the content.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is the plan, and whenever I have finished this, then I will work on the developer starter pack, where I
Mhm.
probably need more help with what content is needed.
Mhm.
But yeah, step after step. Um, yeah, and like you just did, if anyone has anything you think should be in there, just let me know, and I will see what I can do in time
Sounds good.
or in 10 years. We will see.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, well, there's this and this and this and this, but we'll see. I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah,
for it
same.
anyway.
And but this is also the reason. Also, if you hear a weird sound, this is my dog.
Oh,
Having
okay.
fun with his screeching. Always when I try to talk to others. Um,
Excellent.
yes, perfect timing. But yeah, this was also the reason why I put out the starter pack already without it being finished. And this, with me being a perfectionist, is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's good progress, though.
yeah,
This is why I
but
started streaming not without all my stuff ready. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it.
yeah,
And
I'm
now
glad
I
you
have
did.
I have like what, 60 followers on Twitch? Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice. You're also working on something else. I saw a poll. You want to
Yeah,
talk about that?
it's true.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this was like also. I think it's time to do one again. I've been thinking about it for a while, but wasn't sure about my own energy level actually. But I think it could be fun and needed. So I put out a poll for the next town hall.
Mhm.
I will be hosting for everyone who wants to join and talk about it, what's going on, and what will be needed. And the poll I put out is about like, what do you prefer when it should happen? Should it be a weekday or a weekend? And so far, the weekday is leading.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I probably, well, in my mind, it sounds good to do it in like 2 weeks, maybe. Um, but I still need to think about it if I can manage it because this also means to invite people again, and to set everything up
Mm-hmm.
um, all over again. But yeah, this is the plan.
Excellent. Love to hear it.
So
I
would
know
you
the last.
prefer weekday or weekend, for example, when I...
Mm,
For me,
I'm open either way,
doesn't
but the
really matter.
problem
But
for for me is that I don't know precisely when they're ripping off my roof. So whether or
Yeah.
not I'll have internet connection is another question. But yeah, just whenever, just let me know. Yeah, like a day or two in advance, and I'll do my best, as we do.
I think I voted for weekend, but it's a slight
Oh,
preference, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, whatever works for
so
other people.
you're the one vote for the weekend.
Oh yeah, just because I don't know it. If it's like um, if it's not a regular event, something that happens regularly, then like weekends are like okay, I might be able to make that, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, well, usually, I mean, when I started this, it was planned to be somewhat regular, but not like each
Yeah.
week or
It.
stuff. But with things going down on my end, I
Yeah.
needed to put this off, and so
It's
I
tough.
will
I
do it
understand.
whenever I have the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So people have to wait for my energy. Sorry, not sorry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I have some of it for the next one. So here we go. And
Great. Yeah, I think it's very timely because I feel like these Tom Halls, there's chance for especially artists to speak freely.
yeah,
And right now I feel like we need it. we need that kind of
yeah,
spaces. Yeah.
definitely.
Because there's a lot going
I
on.
was
Yeah.
I was away from all Tezos things for a while now,
Mm-hmm.
and now getting things back on my timeline, I'm just like, damn, are we negative? What the hell?
Are we negative? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Everybody's being saucy. Well, this
Oh,
week
that kind
in
of.
particular,
Oh
just
yeah.
brace yourselves, everyone. This week is going to be extra saucy. I
Oh,
can feel it
I
in the
know.
ether.
I
I
know.
can feel it.
I know
If
exactly
you
what you're
feel
talking.
the urge to go on a rant, maybe pause. Save it in the drafts. Just like feel through it first.
I
Don't
agree.
impulsive things.
I
Because
understand where people are
it
coming
is
from, but
this week is going to be
okay.
hot sauce. Is what it's going to be.
Ooh, is there something in particular that's going on?
Just the vibe.
Okay.
I
Okay. It's
feel the vibe of the
intuition.
ether, and yes,
Yeah.
I feel the vibe of the ether.
It's hard because like even it's not just a Tezos thing or even a crypto thing. It really artists always get the short end of the stick. It's just
Yeah,
kind of
and with everything going on globally,
yep.
I'm gonna say now the 17th. It's gonna be interesting. Don't quote me, for God's sakes. But anyway,
I will.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the town hall, very much so. Also want to say hello to
Yeah.
hello and to lovely Para. Hi, Para.
Para's here. Hey.
And Laura and Donovan. Hello, everybody. That is everybody I can see. I don't know if there's more folks in here, but if there are, you're all
Okay.
so lovely.
These are
What was I going to say? Oh, so folks can look forward to more information about the town hall, and folks can check out your starter packs that you're working on, which is very exciting. Yay!
Yeah. Thanks for putting it together.
If you could, I would much appreciate if you could pin 2 things for me, since I can pin 0 things. Uh,
I only can do it because I got on my laptop, so it's only possible on desktop. Mobile is
Yeah,
useless.
I'm on desktop as well.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
but
cool.
anyway, what can I do for you?
From Erica's account. So their account is normal is toxic. The pin, that would be great. As well as the pin from the teia.art account. And I retweeted a introduction from B on the teia.art account. Wait, I'm confused.
teia.art or teia community pin?
Teia community is the pinned. teia.art is the introduction by Beadwill. And then I will ramble for a moment. I appreciate you. Thank you. So back in February, Erica announced the lovely initiative, Voices of Iran. And of course, the past month, we have had little to no contact from anybody from Iran because of the internet blackout there. The Voices of Iran project is intended to amplify the voices of Iranian artists within the space and pair them with an artist who is volunteering to visualize the words of the artist from Iran. All funds from sales will be automatically dispersed to the Iranian artists' wallets. And yeah, so both a very much needed platform for Iranian artists to speak their experience, and lovely collaborations with members of the broader community. So this has been in process for several months now, and because we're having such difficulty contacting some of the Iranian artists, it is likely that we will be doing it in issues. It is a zine or zine, however you would like to say that. I think we're up to 16 pages now of material, which is excellent, but definitely not anywhere near where we were at with our planning. But I did notice today, in like the last 24 hours, there's been several folks that I have not been able to hear from in over a month that have come back online. So that's great to see. It is extremely expensive and very difficult for folks there to find VPN so that they can actually access the internet to connect with folks here. So if you see Iranian artists from our community on your timeline, like connect with them and like comment on their stuff and retweet their work and amplify them because their voice is actively being silenced. So if you see them on your timeline, get in there and share and like and comment and let them know that they are loved, because they, I'm sure, need that in their life right now. So if you would like to learn more about the Voices of Iran project, you can check out the thread there. If you would like to get involved, you can reach out to the folks on the team, and also fill out the application, which I think it might still be open. It might not be. If it's not still open, reach out to folks on the team and see if there is some room. Of course, the main part that we're still waiting on is the Iranian artist's words. So yes, so hopefully soon we will have our first issue release of the zine or zine, however you would like to say, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing everything put together. So check that out if you have not already done so, because we definitely need to be amplifying the voices of our Iranian peers within the space. Go and find them, like, today. I don't care, take like an hour out of your day and just go find them on the timeline, because they're there for the first time in like 4 weeks. So please do that. Then we also have up top the teia.art community curation account is being run for the next few days by the lovely B. Dwill, who is decurating on this account. He believes a work of art is a statement in itself beyond what is conscious, beyond the limitations of our spoken language and confinement of our logical mind. He will approach this decuration as a visceral conversation with Teia community, new objects, and random features. He will be sharing works that speak to him and will avoid people that we all already know, might sprinkle people that he knows of, follow only if they need more attention. And then he says, already said too much. Hope some people enjoy this. And then he thanks the Teia community and previous curators, including Rural Little and Noir, for curations regarding art on Tezos and Art for Humanity 3. So, if you have not been putting your notifications on for the @teia.art account, you should. It is the community curation account, where anybody in the community can volunteer to curate for a few days. You just let me know, and I will get you set up. It's easy peasy. You will need a desktop or laptop in order to do so, but I can set you up with delegated status, and then you can post to your heart's content. So long as you are following the code of conduct and terms of service of Teia, we shall have no problem. And I'm very excited to see what B curates. There's already like dozens of artists that I've never heard of before, which is very exciting. So you should check out the last 2 days of curation on there and scroll back, because there have been over 100 artists and community members who have curated for that account so far since we started this. So if you want to be added to the ranks, let me know. Send me a DM. I will get you set up. And also welcome into Joe. Hello, Joe. And hi, Kevin. Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
I
everybody.
just got news that our messaging system is ready for testing.
Oh.
He's like, hopefully it works. but I'll post
exciting.
a link. Yeah, it's a separate instance, but just keep in mind, you have to be connected to GhostNet. So
Okay.
if you're using
Might
Tempo, yeah,
it might be worth making like a little brief at the top of the page or
I will
something.
do that right now. But
Yeah.
I'm super excited because we've been waiting for this for a while.
This is exciting.
Yeah, but in case people don't know, we are adding on-chain messaging, and we're integrating it directly into Teia. And check out after I post the link, check out the tokens, like the artwork pages, because you'll notice there's a new tab that says chat. And then so that gives people who own the work permissions to talk about the artist or the artwork.
Excellent.
And if you go to the top right, there'll also be a messages category, so you can check on. It's just like a group chat. Like you can talk to the artist directly, or you can start a group among people that you know and just talk about whatever.
Very cool.
And
I like it.
yeah, and then we'll see. I think right now, because it's on GhostNet, just keep in mind, once we go to main, all of those messages will be gone. So this is just a test. And then people, I think, I'm not sure, ShadowNet. Oh, okay, she's saying ShadowNet. Yeah, but there'll be. I think we opened it up, so you should be able to. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm.
So GhostNet's like the network that's being the testnet that's being deprecated. So like I don't even think TZKT
Yes,
shows it anymore.
shat on it.
So
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. No, you are correct. So, but on Tempo, before you sync your wallet, make sure you click on test mode. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure how it works on Kukai, but
Excellent.
yeah. So, okay, let me do that post. So
Hmm.
I will.
And then pin it up top.
I will.
Also, drop things in the comment section because I've heard that people enjoy that more because they can listen back and see the things in the comments when they're,
the
they can follow along.
comments.
In the bottom right-hand corner.
Actually, the pinned on top posts are also available when listening back. But I will add it
Really?
to the comments anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never seen that.
I'll make
That's
a
wild.
little comment next to the spaces. So
Okay,
give
cool.
me a few.
Excellent. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
hello. I'm okay. I'm good. Mixed emotional time with you on
Yeah.
stuff. If you see my
Yes.
posts, so we'll see how that goes. Tezos things. So working on the Tezos X rollout stuff. So we have all our ShatterNet stuff for both TezX Decentralized Exchange and Tezfin lending for L1 mainnet and for Tezlink, and which is just a test net at this point, ShatterNet. So and you can interact with that. I should post the link where you could get like the faucet for testnet tokens. It's faucet@stabletez.com.
Mhm.
I'll put that up. And yeah, and we're even launching Etherlink contracts shortly, mostly just for, not because Etherlink matters, it doesn't, but because we need to demonstrate like cross runtime atomicity, that you can go between different runtimes in Tezos. So that's part of the Tezos X package. So to show that that's the only other network there is. So that'll be cool because you could have your collateral on one network and then you can borrow on another, or you can swap on one network, like with input, like trade this asset from this network and then get something on another. So there's all kinds of stuff we can do with that, and it gets more complex over time. It's very abstract at this point, but over time you'll see the benefits. But hopefully you won't even see the benefits, in the sense that like you'll just know that it adds value to you, not knowing the nuts and bolts behind it, which is really the point of all this stuff. So yeah, that's where that's going. Came back from Tezdev last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess you could call it. Not great. It was not my favorite one. It was, there, I posted it. It's hard to talk and type a post. Anyway, yeah, so it was only half a day. Normally there used to be like multi-day, and like then we went down to having them in like 1 day of it. And this year it was half a day, which is kind of lame. I fly all the way to Cannes for a half a day conference. But and we didn't see anything from Tezos builders at all. What we saw and was really just, there were some interesting things about infrastructure that was being built, but really what I want to caution us against and make sure that, and it's important that we think of these things, because the only way we don't drift into poor directions is if we're conscious of it. Otherwise, unintentionally, every human being, organization, society can drift. And that is like if we're just promoting products from like one company, and if that's an internal thing. So they announced Uranium expanding into metals.io, which would just host, they'd make more metals, but also they'll host metals, like buying and selling for other companies that are issuing assets. Companies not from Tezos, but using the visibility and assume liquidity that would be given to them just for being here, as we've seen things in the past, as well as they announced Bento Wallet, um, which it's not the first time one of these organizations did a wallet. Like they're basically taking Umami, which is from Nomadic, and they're bringing it over to Trilitech, and they're rebranding it, and they're going to make it like try to make it more of a dual chain type or dual ecosystem type of wallet. So Nomadic originally had something called the first wallet ever made like internally, uh, called Cortez, and that didn't work out well. And they let that go. They sunset that. Eventually, they came up with Umami, and then now that's becoming Bento. Um, so I think these things can be fine, if they're. And my biggest hope for uranium when it came out was that it was like great. Now there's an asset that like we need to see what kind of support rails us Tezos asset issuers need. Like they can see it because they'll have an asset of their own and they can experience things the way we experience it, and they can see the constraints the way we see the constraints. And because the mission of Trilitech is to do what's best for the Tezos ecosystem, of course. I mean, that's undeniable, the mission. Like they'll be able to go through those hard things and help us resolve it. And there'll be that good feedback loop. But it feels like the opposite occurred, in which it just came to be what's easiest for those assets, as if they were a standalone company with a very loose parameter that they would be associated with Tezos and not really any ripple effects for like, not connecting with the rest of the Tezos economy, not really, reflecting the path of other Tezos token assets or the Tezos assets token assets that would benefit the ecosystem. And it was more like routing around the constraints in a way that's least useful for the ecosystem than it is to embrace them and take them head on. Doing these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. That should have been it. So my concern is that, like, I spoke to the new product manager for metals while I was there. And so this is another person coming from the outside, not from Tezos. And he was kind of surprised even that I was even mentioning like having anything with provenance on Mickelson or the layer one and bridging it over. It felt like further deviated to like just be on the Ethereum side of things, which is, well, what's the point of this? Is it just to use the visibility of the Tezos branding, media, and all of that, and the budget for promoting this company inside a company, which is supposed to support the ecosystem, or is it supposed to support the ecosystem? So we need to realign ourselves always, and we can't just assume things are going to go well, because it's unintentional. These things, we drift in those directions. So, and I'm concerned for what does Bento mean for the other wallets on Tesla? Because first time Trilitech had a wallet, and Nomadic was never really kind of like in your face promotion stuff, but Trilitech very much is. So what does that mean for Kukai? What does that mean for Tempo, and others like AirGap and or any other future developers that want to bring in a wallet? I'm worried once we have these things that are, I would call them pseudo canonical, because they're not canonical. They're not coming from the blockchain. It's not like an official thing, but it's it's coming from that which has the visibility and the resources, and people take it with the same kind of attention that they would anything coming in canonical. I mean, what else do you think of it as? Like, is that going to help or hurt? And I hope it helps. So we need to think about these things also, instead of just kind of like blind support, because that doesn't help them out either.
I also find that there tends to be the trend within institutional layers and corporate layers of things that the new is prioritized over like the slow build and the maintenance periods of things that already work, because the new shiny means people are talking about it, but you can get people to talk about something that's been here for a long time without just dumping it for the new shiny. Like Kukai and Temple.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna just keep using Kukai. Like, it's easy. It always has been easy. The team is very responsive. Like they can introduce a new thing all they like, but I know I'm gonna be promoting Kukai.
Yeah. And I
Right.
think honestly, like, I think it'll probably do better than those, because these are like, if you take Triltech had a Explorer at one point with TZ stats, which they recently shut down, because
Why?
they didn't know what to do with it. Like
Oh
it
my
was just
god.
a chore to them to do. And if there's no like really excited product visionary who's willing to see it through and constantly adapt and make it better, then it's not it's going to fall behind and it just becomes a liability. And like, it's hard to split focus between multiple products at the same time if you're managing all these different things, let alone and core, let alone. So um, and product managers, you could hire them, but they have to really be passionate about it. Like, they have to have a personal incentive to want to see it excel. I think that the issue with, so like, the error that's made with s- these outside hires that come in not from Tezos. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's this presumption that it's like, well, what's the difference? They have skills, don't they? And it's like, well, the mission is to promote Tezos as an ecosystem, that like we're there's a mission we all have to build this here, like this is something new and different. And that's never really instilled or expected, I noticed, outside of maybe
Yes.
some very superficial platitude. So the way they approach everything, I've noticed this consistently, let alone that's amplified when they talk with each other, which is the
Yeah.
only people they talk to, is that they see everything from like their logic is informed by what they think is common sense.
Yeah.
um, like, I had this one exchange with somebody who, one of these 0x in their handle kind of people. And then, like, they were saying, like, well, the reality is that more apps are built on EVM, as though it's like some mystery to people in Tezos. Yeah, we fucking know that, dude. We fucking, like, what, you think we're just living
That's
under a
not the
rock?
point.
Yeah, and the point is we're trying to build something new and different, but like, they're going in directions where they're just reinforcing the very thing that we're trying to build something new and different against. And
Yeah.
so they want us to assimilate to the Borg collective and say that resistance is futile. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why would anybody be here if we are just trying to have a poor imitation of what all these other EVM L2s or clones are trying to do? And like,
Mm-hmm.
why would we even if it's like, well, we'll do both. It's like, yeah, but you also erode the identity every time you kind of emphasize the other thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's, I think, like, that's what's fundamentally, like, just, it's not something that can be suggested, or like, it's not an easy course correction. Like, it requires a fundamental reset in the way that the teams at
Yeah.
Trilitech approach things, which they just haven't been doing for the past couple of years, and there hasn't been a reset. So, like,
Yeah,
they
I
have no
agree.
idea. I try to explain to
It's
them, they
like
have no idea what I'm
it's
talking
the
about.
yeah, and like even just like the framing of how your structure is formed, like if it's lateral or hierarchical, and if it's based on quarterly mindset versus like longevity, if it's based on um qualitative or quantitative, like if the mindset is already stuck, or even in the Web 2 mindset, like assuming that people are users is like your first problem. They're not users. This is not
Yeah.
Instagram. This is not Facebook. This is not,
I've
you
noticed
know,
this too, though, because it's a
yeah,
very common pattern, not just here but everywhere in tech,
yeah,
which is like they're really trying to accomplish a lot of these things using a startup model, and I think that's fundamentally not the way it's gonna work out. Like,
yeah. Like
and
you need like long term. You need the grassroots element.
they
You need
need
the long
to,
term
yeah,
organic
Yeah,
growth of
yeah.
things,
they,
which Tezos already
they
has,
need to view it
thankfully.
more like an open source project, even
Mm,
even on the protocol stuff, and that's because that's how tech has always evolved. Even with stuff
Mhm.
like AI, the internet itself, right? All the great, um, even with maps, like they all started as open source projects in the beginning, and it got commercialized
yeah.
later, but we're not
Well, and I
quite
also
there yet,
I find I find that there's like a lot of like missed opportunities to have like an actual creative thinker on the team, like an
Mm.
actual one, not
Mm.
somebody who like
Well,
just
coming
like
from a corporate
has an
background,
idea once
right?
every like three months or something. I mean, somebody who's like constantly like
Yeah,
an effervescent fountain of like, how about we use this like here? How about we connect this person here? How about we do this and this and this and this and this and this? And it's just a stream of consciousness. Kind of like what I do, where you're able to like see something that other people could not even ideate. But then as soon as that has sprung forth, then more connections can be made by the other
yeah,
people in the room. Like being able to identify that, I don't know, like for example, closed captions, accessibility track. Closed captions are great for folks who are deaf or hard of hearing, and so that gives something tangible as like someone on the edge of the bell curve who is not being served is now welcomed into that bell curve, and that curve slowly begins to encompass everything. Once all of those things are solved for, it actually helps to benefit everybody else in the room too, because not just the people who are deaf or hard of hearing are using those subtitles. Everybody's using those goddamn subtitles. They're using them for language distribution. They're using them for ease of access. If they need to have, they're working on something else, but they need to follow along with that too. Like, there's all the different ways in which a particular type of technology or a particular type of interface or product can be used in a way that is not the obvious choice, because the obvious choice under capitalism is the thing that makes the most money and serves the most people in the most bland way possible instead of
yeah.
actually innovating and
This
having
is like
something
an
cool.
internal problem, though, right? Like, because like a
Yeah.
lot of creatives in general, they don't really fit into like these corporate formats, right? And then the ones that somehow make it through without losing themselves are the exception, right?
Yeah.
And so they're dealing with like, well, I don't know, our art itself is risky, right? Like for the things that we do, and then when a corporate person looks at that, they just don't want to touch it, right? I think they're still very uncomfortable with the whole thing because originally that's not what they were building this for, right? Like I talk with Fendo about this all the time, but like they just sort of stumbled into this art thing mostly because of Hick and Nunk, and they're still trying to figure it out, you know. So yeah, and I see them like just trying to just following. I've been around long enough in this NFT thing, but like I just see them copying what Ethereum is doing, and they don't know what they're doing over there. you know, and it gets very frustrating. I think the people here understand. It gets frustrating because they're trying to imitate something that we know is not working. Like they're not making money over there either. They just have more starting funds. They have more VC backing, but they're not profitable. They're not.
And they don't
Yeah.
have most of those. They don't really have communities like we have a community,
Yep.
because they have like people who buy the coin, and like those people are pushing stuff and trying to make fetch happen, but it's not a thing. And so the thing is, when you get like people coming in from the outside, maybe they have experience in other ecosystems, and they come to Tezos and they're not aware of just like this is maybe the one community that is a real community. They treat their work with the same kind of, not intentionally, but like there's an expendability to how they treat the existing community, either as though they'll just accept whatever you say to them, or they don't matter and you can build something that's not in support of them. If you're building on this land and you don't know indigenous people actually live there, you're going to do something not in their interest. That's going to be counter to them,
That
as opposed to,
sounds very
yeah,
timely.
as opposed to which like what's actually what you actually need, which is to work with them and to benefit them, and what's better for them might actually be better for you. And you won't believe that if you're not it's hard for people not from Tezos to believe that, to bank on that idea,
Yeah.
because to them, what seems to be the rational thing to do is to do what seemingly everyone else is doing, even though evidently those are failed and much more, you know, untenable models that we've seen. It's just how it's been done. So that's why you saw these pump and dump farms. That's why you saw, liquidity incentives without any plan for have any retention. And when you ask them like, well, how are you going to retain them after the incentives? They said, we don't know.
Yeah,
It's
no.
because that wasn't expected for the other things either. That's just the only reference model they know. And they will not try, even though those of us said, look, there is a sustainable model. We've cracked the code. And it's because we have this community on Tezos, we can make it sustainable. Just trust us. It's totally outside the paradigms they understand. So they won't even give it a chance. And that's the problem, that when you bring in outside hires and you base the hiring on like, well, they did all these things over there. Who gives a fuck? So yeah, that's the direction. And there's another reason why this drift keeps happening. I think part of it is, I complain about, like, I blame myself for not speaking out more earlier. But also well, maybe I couldn't have. I think
Well,
it
no,
was harder. It
I
was
think
harder to do.
you're very vocal.
No, well, no,
You
I was
know?
really biting my tongue for 2 years because,
Well, maybe it felt
especially in
like that,
2025, in 2025,
yeah.
like you had all these, like when I would try to say something, you had all these people who were making money from the incentive programs, and they would argue with me, and they would not give any kind of rational argument. Like, I'm like, look, I'm just debating strategy here. The whole point of this, Arthur said, it's an experiment. We're supposed to learn from this. What do you do in an experiment? You learn from things, you make it better. And people would get angry with me for not like saying with the zeal of like a complete cult like blind follower to say that everything is perfect and nothing needs to be changed. Obviously,
Right.
lessons learned, but like and I could tell it wasn't because of anything they didn't even know what the program was or what the idea was. They were just making money. And for a lot of people, it's hard for them to take part in something and enjoy and get those good, brain chemicals of making money and all that joy that comes with it, and also saying yes, but also this is not the right strategy. To be able to say that two things can be true at once.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making money off this and that's great, but also this isn't the right strategy. Like, those two things can absolutely exist all the time.
I guess so.
Whatever your politics
A lot
are.
of the things that you talked about, I'm not really directly involved with, so I'm not.
Well, none of us are.
Well, because like for us, like we've kind of done our own thing on Teia pretty much, this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with places like Object, I understand like artists do work there, but I only log in like a couple of times a year just to buy some a friend's work. So I'm not really. It's not even in my brain, right? So
Well, and that's the thing too. Like every organizational setup is going to be designed in a different way. Like with Object in particular, like it's a for-profit.
yeah, it's a
Most
startup.
of the things
It's
are
a startup.
for-profits,
Yeah.
right? Whereas like Teia has the leeway to be a little bit more experimental in how I designed the organizational structure to be lateral within like a guild structure, so that there's not the siloing that happens within a traditional system, that the hierarchical system falls away because it needs to be more consensus based. And like if there is an issue and we're like nobody's agreeing on what, can you mute yourself for a second, Ryan? I'm hearing myself back.
Oh, sorry.
If there's like a maybe it's Kevin. It might be Kevin. But anyway, if there is like this structure that is feeding into itself and not able to reflect on itself in any good way, like this is what we do at Teia. So like if there is some sort of conflict of idea, it's not that we're like we choose option A or B. We find the secret third option where everybody's fucking happy, and we just have to put in a little bit of extra work to figure out what the needs are, where the hesitations are, and where the success is going to be found in the combination or something completely different between those two options. But it takes creative thinkers to get there, because otherwise you're just referencing other institutions. You're
Happy
referencing
is
other examples, and
happy
that's
is
not going to change anything.
ha-
It's not going to, that's not innovation. That's regurgitation,
yeah.
which can be successful in certain environments, but not where we are. We're trying to do something completely different. Decentralization is not something that is as referenceable within our world because it is not conducive under capitalism. So it's an antithesis in its structure formation and its power dynamics and its flow of funds and its expectations for success. And if we're able to actually see outside of that and think creatively outside of that and to reflect on failures and successes and reflect on impact and accessibility, all of it will sort itself out in such a beautiful way. Like,
Yeah.
we've not had any problems
Well,
at Teia so far.
that's the
Yeah.
open source model, right? That's
Yeah.
that's really what we kind of represent in this space. And you know, happy is a strong word, you know, I feel, but
Yeah.
but you know, like we've had no drama this whole time.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
like if we come across like something where like there's like diametrically opposing sides to something, I just sit there and brew on it for like a week, and then I'm like, well, what about this?
But
And
we
please
voice
chime in
it.
on your thoughts on
We
this.
voice it, we talk about it, and
Yeah.
then we work it out, right? And
Exactly.
that's
It takes a
often-
little bit longer, but it's better.
Yeah.
Decentralized, and there's no there's no top-down hierarchy, and there's always
Exactly.
and the culture of it was born out of that too. The best things
Yeah.
we've ever had in Tezos, the best projects were things, the most successful ones have been things that have come from
No, that was true.
just the
Even
community.
Yeah, that was true even for Bitcoin, even for Ethereum in the earlier days.
Yeah.
But over time, that changed, and you know this because you've been around long enough.
That's
But,
where shareholders come in.
but that's where
and
the
ruin it all.
extraction, like kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, Kevin. It's like these people come in with the extraction mindset. They're there to like, oh, there's something making money. All right, let's do it some more. Okay, we're done. Bye.
Or even if it doesn't make money. Oh, you mean the people?
Yeah, but it's
Well, they're making money.
Chain
They're making
hoppers,
money.
especially.
We're in
Yeah.
the worst situation now because we're not even making money from that because we over extracted everything, right? People got tired.
Well, but there's something
yeah.
in economics, there's a concept called the over justification effect, in which it's like you might start out like let's say like your money, your liquidity and everything, it's in this Tezos ecosystem, and say Tezos doesn't do incentive programs. You have to find organic returns for where people are actually doing stuff to like borrowing and trading and everything. Well, that's okay. That's good because then people are looking for real returns. We have a healthy ecosystem. People are competing to make genuine products that work, and the culture of the people who have their liquidity here are like they're the judge of that. Like that's it's good money going after good programs for good returns, and none of it is hollow. When you start to put an incentive on something, anywhere, you create you change the mindset to which people are now expecting that kind of incentive return, and then they just end up turned off from anything else, and then they're just looking for that after that, and then so it kind of poisons the mindset into just wanting that. So you can't have like, well, these things are incentives, but you go and you do this other thing without incentives on, it's like, well, no, the market expects this now. You've ruined it for everybody.
Yeah,
So,
well,
setting up expectations and maintaining expectations
But
is one of the key things, because especially if you're under explaining anything, then people's expectations grow, and then when the disappointment hits, that crashes harder.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that we really need to look at, like as you were talking about, Kevin, is like accepting when we've made a mistake. Humans don't like to do that because deep in our lizard
Not
brain,
even
we like to
know?
think that a failure or being wrong means death, because that's what our lizard brain tells us. But it's actually really fucking helpful
Well,
to accept when something's gone wrong and to actually do reparative and restorative efforts to change direction when that has happened.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
okay.
No,
Because otherwise, you're just going to get stuck in the loop of continually creating more harm or more injury to the ecosystem or to whatever it happens to be without that reflection and mitigation and repair work. it needs to happen.
Right. To be fair, like, the stuff that it was working for a little while during, the market hype cycle, right? Like 2021. I think
Well,
a
we
lot
didn't
of,
have incentive programs then. I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
was
it was
coming
just
from
the
the community.
cushion of the extra liquidity. Yeah.
I mean,
We
yeah,
didn't
you
we didn't have
could,
the lending platform then, and that's the
mhm.
anchor to retaining. It doesn't matter how perfect everything else is. If you don't have that, it's like having a hole at the bottom of your barrel. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just you're
yeah.
not.
No,
It's
no, no, no.
gonna
I
leak no matter
agree,
what.
but
So
just I think it's like we need whatever that was back then. It's not working anymore. I think that's pretty clear,
no,
right?
the point is that back then that's the point I'm making. Like we to judge it on that level is fundamentally misunderstanding what happened. You can only judge like how much liquidity you can attract. You can't say, well, it didn't retain. Well, of course, it was never going to retain. We didn't have a lending system. If you don't have that, and I can tell you directly, like just from the people who brought liquidity in, they didn't want to bring their liquidity out until they found out there was nowhere to put their money into a
Right.
lending system because that's what they're used to. That we're used to that on Ethereum, and they're not just going to go. The fallacy is to think they're going to go to bring all their money into one ecosystem. No, they wanted to spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
They already had it on Tezos. They wanted to leave it there. They didn't want the friction of taking it out. Like
Uh,
they saw returns being made here, so the friction to bring it in actually wasn't anything. When the returns are there, there is no friction. That's the other mistake that's made. The idea that you'd have to incentivize people to bring things in, and like go to the network system that they are on because you're so worried that they're not going to come in because of the friction. For one thing, you're putting a hat on a hat. Like you don't need to do that. They already identified the returns. They're going to jump through hoops, go through hellfire to get that return. That's the driver. That overrides the friction. And the problem with that is that when it's time for the incentives to end, like it's frictionless. It's just as frictionless to get out, and there's nothing keeping them in. There's no friction keeping them in, right? And there's no like the incentives are gone.
okay.
Um,
That
so
part I
it's like
don't know as much, but
well, I'm telling you. So it's
yeah.
like you want like if you're giving incentives to something, basically bring them through the thing that's going to be that they would otherwise not want to do that it's going to be
Okay.
difficult for them to leave afterwards. Okay. Like you want the high friction thing. Okay. If you're going to do incentives, do the high friction thing because that's what locks them in. They're not going to want to leave afterwards. They're going to try to find an excuse personally to want to stay
Mm-hmm.
or in good faith to want to stay because it's friction to get out. But
Yeah.
if you give the incentive to the thing that's already designed to be frictionless to come
Okay,
in,
I see
well,
what
then
you're
it's so
saying. Yeah.
easy to get out and you're done with the incentive.
Yeah. And
So it's
the other friction point for leaving as well is if all of their needs are met. If
yeah.
all of the needs are met, why would you want to leave? And
Ugh.
to actually consider what those needs
Yeah.
could be
That's
and
why
what
the Apple
accessibility
Farm,
things.
But
the most
like
the
I
most
was
nonsensical design.
Yeah,
I'm
but like I was saying earlier,
100%.
I think we at Teia anyway, we think ourselves as being a fundamentally different model from what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. I got
So
tired of living in
and
bureaucracy and
yeah,
trying to beat my head against
and
the
I
wall to
love
get anything done.
most of the people on at Object, but yeah, so when the stuff happens there, I try not to take it personally because they're just working with a different motto. They're doing the best
Oh,
they
exactly.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they're a sibling.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
yeah
They
they're
just got a different way of doing things, and that's totally fine.
so yeah. We try to be diplomatic about it because there are people even on the inside that are trying, and
Exactly.
we want to give that
People
a
wouldn't be here
shot.
if they didn't want
Yeah.
to try and make it a better place, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
just where the motivation is a lot of the time.
so with our grant thing, that we got recently, it was a lot of people were surprised that it even happened. Like I was like, whoa, no freaking way! Like they threw us a bone, So
Well, and also it's now precedent, so we can now apply elsewhere
yeah.
as well, which is going to be very
So I
exciting.
understand the frustrations around
yeah.
all of these things, but I'm at least me. I'm trying to stay in a positive frame of mind, like
That shows the power of community.
Yeah.
and about making sure there's visibility and it's understood there's this thriving community here
Yeah.
that have interests that are diversified, and it's fundamentally good to support that in this
Yeah.
this ecosystem of all ecosystems.
Yeah, there's gonna be
Yeah.
And
mistakes made, because if you're just in the tech scene as a, it, not everything's gonna work out. Most things actually don't work out. Most things actually
yeah,
fail,
Yeah.
and
so
yeah, so you
Well, and this is
try
why
not to take it personally, right?
when we
Yeah.
took so long to get registered as a nonprofit, Dow LLC, because we did the research. It took a long time because we wanted to make sure we were doing it in a way that was aligned with how we wanted it to function, and in a way that would protect the members, and in a way that would be legally sound, and would be et cetera, so that when we do come across issues, we have the flexibility to actually adapt and do things like
Yep.
repair or pivoting or, all of that stuff, but still have it that it's close enough to a structure that is, pseudo familiar to the traditional scene, that they're able to actually interface with us, but also in a way that we're able to do things on our own,
We're
in
the
our own
opposite. We're
way.
the opposite of move fast and break things. You know,
Exactly.
we're move
We're take time and consider, and
exactly.
all of the options, like however many, brainstorms that we had of like, what happens if this happens?
But it's hard to make that case.
What happens if this
Yeah,
happens?
it makes hard to make that case when money's like falling out of the sky from venture capital, right? Everywhere we're just like
But speaking of,
we're still
that's
here.
pinned up top. That's
We're still
pinned up
here.
top.
I don't know what happened to those other places.
We've got the Teia Community Project application form,
Oh,
which is now
yeah.
open because we had
Speaking of.
a lovely grant from the Tezos Foundation. The total, potentially, will be 30,000 ye. We've gotten our first batch, which is about 10,000 USD in Tezos, and we need to do several, and by several I mean many,
Yeah.
events. We need to do in real life and virtual events, and we, as we always do with events at Teia, is facilitate and aid community members into making incredible things happen. So if you have an idea for an event, either virtual, in real life, or hybrid, that you would like to propose to the Teia team for consideration and vote, you can apply through the form, which is linked in that thread. We have 2 batches of time and 2 batches of events that need to be considered. The first batch is between now and July, which will need to have 3 in real life events and 4 virtual events. And same thing again between August and December, 3 in real life, 4 virtual. Attendance needs to be for in real life 50 participants, and virtual 100 participants. So keep this in mind when you're plotting out your genius plan for whatever event that you think is needed within our beautiful ecosystem. This is not for self-promotion. Do not apply for funding for your own stuff. That's not happening. You need to create an event that helps amplify community and Tezos within the broader world. The goal is community support, community event making, not personal project funding. So I want to be clear about that. Bonus points.
Perfect segue.
If you're focusing, bonus points if you're
Perfect.
If you are focusing on uplifting equity deserving communities from around this beautiful ecosystem and globe of ours. So those equity deserving communities are women and non-binary, 2S LGBTQIA+, racialized folks, the global south, and the kind community, aka chronically ill, immunocompromised, neurodivergent, and disabled. If you are working on a project proposal idea with that in mind, excellent, because that goes very well with Teia's core values and our intent for curation and other things. So if you are interested in submitting a project, check out the form, take your time with it. You will need a multi-sig core team member to sponsor and create the voting proposal for your project proposal. I am not one of those people. Do not come to me, but I can help you find somebody on the core team who may be interested in your project. So you will need that in order for a vote to take place, for funds to be dispersed if you are selected. And that vote needs to reach quorum from the core team in order for those funds to be transferred out. Labor does not count for funding. The labor is all volunteer. This includes art creation. This includes organizing. Anything like that is not covered under the funding. You'll have to create yourself a modest little budget for some modest funding. But we want to provide our people power and our skills and help facilitate and bring into reality your beautiful event.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
the actual amount probably won't be a whole lot, but you will get the
Exactly.
backing of Teia and some of the
Some promotion capability
art on
from us,
Tezos,
Art on Tezos, Trilitech,
Trilitech.
etc.
Yeah.
And yeah, so batch 1 deadline loosely April 30th. So get your proposal in so that we can start working on some of the projects. And if you have a project idea that's for like November, you can also fill out the form now. It's actually kind of better for my brain because then I'll be able to be like, okay, we need to do, more outreach and seek more proposal ideas for the later in the year, or we have so many in the later of the year, maybe some of these folks may be willing to do this sooner.
Responses, right?
Exactly.
We got to start looking into that. I'm technically a core member, but I'm busy with Tezcon, so I would prefer not ask me. Find someone else.
Too bad.
Find someone else, not me. Nah. I'm just telling you right now. Oh, by the way, amazing. Zero just pushed the messaging onto preview.
Oh,
5 minutes ago, literally. So
amazing.
So go to preview. Just go to preview.teia.art, and then you can check out the new messaging feature. And yeah, but this is all related because over the next few months we're going to be, again, it's about the community, right? We want to build community tools, and we're hoping this, where we will be adding a wiki system integrated into the multi-sig. We have messaging, and then also a calendar, which will also be integrated into the multi-sig. And then we're going to build up, this is like open source on the blockchain. And yeah.
As it should be.
As it should be. Yeah, some people told me, Mao, you're doing that blockchain thing for real. These are random people I've been meeting in Seattle. For real. People are dumb,
For real.
okay? They know when something's not right. So yeah, we can be that the place where people, if they want to see things done on like it should be. So
And so if folks haven't already done so, please like and retweet that thread about the community project application form so that we can get more eyes on that. Share it amongst your friends, your family, whoever. Get the word out. We don't want it to also just be specific to English speaking. So if anybody has the capacity to volunteer their translation and create a duplicate of that thread in your language of choice to share with folks who do not have English as a first language. I know Grok does a pretty good job of translating now, so that's a bonus. But if you're sending it off of this app, it may be more of a challenge for folks to digest the information that is there. Same with the form.
yeah.
So,
No,
but
yeah.
yeah,
This
that's
is
where we're at.
important too because over the last few years, we noticed a lot of, well, because Iran's a good example, right? There's a media blackout there, and then but a lot of, even on sites like these, right? Like, you remember what happened with Brazil, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
the idiot owner of this site, like, so unnecessary, but it's just like, so we're missing a lot of people. People just kind of disappeared, and and the hope is
Well,
that,
Mozzilla's back though.
yeah, but it's still hard, right? Like, it
Yeah,
leaves a
exactly.
bad
And we
taste
don't
in your mouth.
know who's
Yeah,
going to be connected at any point in time, which is why I'm kind of glad that this extends throughout the year. Because then if there happened to me anything like the hiccups that we have seen so far,
yeah,
and by hiccups I mean oppression, then we will have more time for folks to connect with the information that they need to.
yeah. I
Um,
know even the folks at Trilitech, and that they have contingency plans, like, just in case, like, all of this goes down, right? But
mhm.
that's why I thought it was really important to work on communication tools, because people still have good feelings about what happened during Hickenunk days. I ran into a couple people just in Seattle, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember, like, last year, right? Like, we ran into that tour guide at that garden," and just like, "Oh yeah, I remember Hickenunk." Like, so they are out there. They're out there
In the wild,
in the wild.
waiting to be reactivated
Yeah.
from their hibernation.
So, but I feel like there are, like, probably thousands and thousands of people, like, overseas, abroad, and we got to start making those connections again, and we can do that. Like, who knows, right?
Exactly. And we need to also be approaching folks that have never even heard of Tezos or blockchain, which is something that I'm working on through disability art collectives. So music through Ramped, which includes like folks who are disabled on Broadway,
Yeah.
who are live musicians, who do arrangements for film and television, who,
It's
fabulous
it's
folks who,
challenging
yeah.
because
And then same with the Creative Connector, which is a group of disabled folks within the broader arts community, founded in Canada, but it extends globally. And then Arts Ably, which is an academic disabled artist collective who do a podcast series,
Yep.
as well as other initiatives. So I've been working with those groups, hoping to onboard folks
Well,
from
you're
there.
doing the
When I
right,
did,
right thing, though.
yeah, I did my preliminary town hall presentation, and everybody was excited. It was like back in 2021. They're like, "Oh, the possibilities! What about this?" I'm like, "Aha, we have something for that. What about this? Oh, that's a really great idea. Maybe you should talk to a dev in the ecosystem and make that happen."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, we
yeah.
need to. You're doing the right thing, because it's the blockchain. This technology really has the most potential to help marginalized communities, not people who are already doing well, right? Like, and I think that's the script that needs to be flipped, because even in the earlier days of crypto, that's who it appealed to, right?
Yeah,
Like,
everybody on the edge of the bell curve.
Wall
If you're
Street.
here,
Wall
you're
Street
on the edge of the bell
was,
curve already.
yeah, Wall Street itself was extremely hostile to crypto in the early days, and people don't seem to remember that. Yeah, and so it was, the Bitcoin people. I remember when they used to say, like, like, bring down the banks, and they're very, very contrarian, and that's what's kind of been lost, I feel like, in the recent years. But so
It's the movement towards, like, any kind of establishment, anything brings less of a,
it's been
like, the
watered
ethos
down.
of
Yeah.
libertarian decentralization. But that's also the kind of like, why we have to be mindful within the, like, Tezos ecosystem, more than any other ecosystem, like I would say this for years, that people who would complain about decentralization, and I'd say, well, the reason why you hear Tezos people talk about or complain about decentralization so much, it's not because Tezos is more centralized. It's because we have a higher standard for decentralization
Yeah.
here in the
Mm-hmm.
Tezos
Yeah.
community, that we care. Other ecosystems, they don't care. It's like a corporate chain, and they're okay with it. They're just like, when
Yeah,
the coin
they've
go up, and
openly
that's it.
said they don't
Yeah,
care. Like at these big
yeah,
conferences, they're bragging about like, yeah,
yeah.
people don't give a shit, so we don't give a shit. I'm like, okay,
So
well,
it's so
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
that, like, as long as we continue and keep reinforcing and realigning ourselves towards decentralization, that would renew and reinvigorate the base of people, which
yeah,
there are way more of those people out there than that would latch onto it, than are even aware that that's the fundamental
yep,
Tezos ethos. So actually, for like the past couple of months, I've been looking more deep into like why a lot of it, because of the Iran stuff too, just because
mm-hmm.
it's interesting. There's a lot of talk about on like transitional governance and how we make it democratic, and how do we not fall through pitfalls. Like, so it's interesting taking the experiences I've had through blockchain and Tezos on-chain governance and the knowledge of that,
Yeah.
and speaking with non. Hey, Ryan, can you mute your
Oh,
thing for a sec? I hear something that. Thanks. The so like, because they're not, most people aren't really exposed to thinking of statecraft or governance in that way, but um, because of this, it's like I find myself in a lot of conversations where I'm saying the same things I'd say in like Tezos type of agora things, which is interesting. But the question that I wanted to have answered is, how do we see why do we see so many like new governments come up, like over say the last century, where you have people who come in and they start a transitional governance. Maybe it's a coup d'etat, maybe it's something or other, maybe it's a newly elected leader, and they start off very much saying they're going to make things decentralized and democratic, and then slowly but surely they end up becoming as centralized or not anti-democratic as the things that they overthrew, and sometimes worse, often worse. Like, how does that happen? And so what I found is that it's a combination of, like, I've distilled it to three main factors that like feed into each other, and that's also made me think like, oh, this is why we need to be conscious of this stuff. And it for one thing, it's rarely even intentional. Like, it's a drift that's like a slow drift, like through like tiny little increments that
Mm-hmm.
like nothing changes then, but then like they don't, like nobody notices, until like stuff happens. But it's so one thing is, like, there's a lot of very early on ends justify the means kind of stuff, things that have to be done in a very autocratic and centralized way. And it's like, we need to do this to protect the revolution, we need to do this to protect the democracy, we can't have these outside forces that would, completely take over. So, and in those early days, it's right, it's actually true, you do have to do a lot of things very quickly and efficiently to protect it. You can't like have a committee like to decide what to do if someone's at the door with, a knife, bursts in with a knife to your throat. Like, you have to actually get stuff done. But that's what opens the door to like not knowing where the line is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other two things are, one, epistemic hubris. So like, just the thinking that like you know better for everybody else, which, it's like, well, given what given the position, that might just be like part and parcel for the job, and not necessarily that you're the best person to decide anything, or the best people to decide anything, or the best party to decide anything. And but like, and then there's this third factor, which is like, structurally, when you have something
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of a top down, it's basically yes people who will, oh, like,
Exactly.
you advance yourself by agreeing. If you clap the loudest, you're a good member of the Communist Party. Like, you're like, you're not going to challenge, like. And so the thing is, that's the biggest disservice actually to the people up top, because they need feedback in order to do better. And if they're not getting actual feedback, and they're just getting, yes, everything is great, I'll do whatever, oh, like, this typo you made is actually genius, then they can just think they're doing no wrong, and they don't get the stimulation that they actually require, and the things that they actually set out to say like, no, this is why it's better to be decentralized, because you get the plurality of voices and opinions and feedback loops and all the stuff we know and love. So
Hmm.
I feel we do have the structure on chain. I think there is the on chain logic of it, but in terms of uh, I think what we call it the softer strategic coordination of everything else, like that's something that like we could be at risk for, and we need to be mindful of that.
Sure.
The good news is, because of decentralized, like because of X, because of social media, you know, we have no shortage of people who are happy to speak their minds, um, as long as they feel it's okay to do so. If you feel like it's not okay, or you're going to be reprimanded if you do, or like, you know, your free speech is not actually the free speech you think, then that becomes a problem. But that's because of technology, I think. Like those, no one's going to take you to like Twitter jail or whatever. It's not a thing. So that's good that we get to do that.
I agree with this a lot because, like, I have spent several years within disability justice circles interfacing with the political class. So served as like a campaign manager in several elections, was a policy writer and a delegate and all of that, like doing what I could to like reform structure on committees, like how Robert's Rules of Order are like well outdated, not useful anymore, and how to adapt them to actually make things accessible and equitable. But like what I noticed most when, and it's like this very intangible thing, but when you've been immersed in it for so long, you can see the pattern, at least I can, where when there is like a closed siloed structure, everybody assumes that they're on that team. And so the social dynamic within that is to maintain the comfort and security of the team by any means. And so if there is negative talk, this is where the yes men come in. They just naturally form within
Oh,
a
yeah.
hierarchical structure because their job, their income, their voice being heard depends on how comfortable the person above them finds. And so if and then it just replicates and infects itself over and over again. So then you've gone from people who come in and they start to like move up within the structure or just even just participate in the structure. They're more likely to not be pruned out of the structure because the structure is its own organism. And reflexively, the organism of that siloed group will see the one that's not on side and push them out socially
Yep.
or
Yep.
structurally.
Oh my God, it's the
And
worst in politics. Oh my
yeah.
God,
And it
I have
doesn't
a
even
thing.
matter if
I have a-
everybody in the room
Yeah.
started out joining with that same thought in their mind. If the person who's still saying it after everybody else has transitioned to a yes man, they're going to push that person out
Oh,
because we're under capitalism, people need to eat, so they're going to reflexively pacify the person above them so that the person above them doesn't bring the hammer down on them and kick them out of the group, the in-group. And so, unfortunately, we see this replicate over and over again, and then great ideas get warped. So like there's the number of times that I was a delegate where like on the floor live, I'd have to like make an amendment
Was this for a party?
inverse what the talk was.
Was this
Yes.
for a political party? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I like somebody had come up with a policy item, and the way that doublespeak works is that everybody who reads that, who isn't actively reading it, and has the capacity to digest and pick through the doublespeak language, reads it as something that sounds really great and positive and wonderful and revolutionary.
I know exactly what you're
and
talking
then,
about.
But when you actually understand what the words actually mean and the
know.
legal speak that's bound in there, it's complete inverse. So the number of times that I had to be like, okay, I've got 3 minutes. I'm like, you stall them, ask for use Robert's
No,
rules of
it's
order
so
in our favor.
it's so
Stall them for
interesting.
30 seconds so I can finish off this amendment, and then I raise the amendment, and then it sounds to the people who are not paying attention the exact with a tiny little addition, which sounds more equitable, which is true because it is more equitable. And then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I like that," and they all vote for it because nobody's actually paying attention. They just want to catch up.
Nope.
Right?
No. Oh man, this is so relevant too
And so, like,
because
yeah, getting that switched over, so something that was actively going to harm like a really marginalized community group within the country and the province now actually supports the people.
yeah,
And
I
so,
mean, yeah, political parties, at least in my experience, it's like high school all over again. It's all about social status,
Yeah.
except that it's more petty.
Yeah.
At least,
Well, and then
you know?
like me going in there, because I was from a region that the party didn't care about, no
Yep.
funding, no support,
Yep.
and because they just assumed that it was already like an opposing party's stronghold. So why would they spend the money? But then as a multiply marginalized person who was on multiple committees for those multiple marginalizations, and then being in all of those committees, like usually people just pick one and they're like, yeah, I'll go with this one. I was in 3 and I could see how they could all work together because they were all duplicating their labor
Yeah.
over and over and over again. And then, but we weren't actually allowed to communicate. It was not facilitated under the structure for that communication to happen.
God.
Right. So, and actually actively
It's the
punished if you
same
work
shit
together.
over there that it is here. Actually, this
It is.
this
We just don't have super
conversations-
PACs. The difference is we don't have super PACs, and you can
Yeah.
only donate like $1,200
That's nice.
per person
I wish we had
for a
that.
political party.
Well, this is totally relevant to what happened to me this week because so I've been like going around Seattle, and this week I actually reconnected with the people I used to do political work with, which is we're called the Yang Gang. We used to support Andrew Yang for universal basic income, and this was in 2020. And if you didn't know, do you know Tuna Kuna? Jake, regular Jake.
I do know.
Yeah. He's Yang Yang. He
Huh?
the reason why I got into Tezos to begin with was also a Yang Yang member. She pointed me out to Hikinung and Teia. And so I've been like reflecting lately, how did I get involved with all this shit to begin with? You know, like how did I end up here with all you people? You know, you're all wonderful, but you know, it's kind of unusual, right? But yeah, no, we were the same thing. We were like kind of a fringe group in the Democratic Party. And oh my God, you know, they say like Black Lives Matter, Pride, whatever, disability justice. They say all that shit, but like once you're inside, oh my God, it's so gross.
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
It's so
Isn't
gross.
it?
Yeah.
The worst structural violence that I ever faced was from inside of that. Like,
of the things that they're supposed to be representing, but not. So
like the most devastating harm
and a
comes
big
from in there.
But a big reason why I'm here right now is because I honestly feel like this is a chance for us to do it better. The whole democracy thing. You know?
Well, this is exactly like my experience doing that work is precisely why I designed the teia structure the way that I did.
I can see it. I can tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Like no siloing, you know, taking into account burnout, which is never something that anybody ever does within a hierarchical structure. It's like you are a node that can be replaced. Get out. Right? Like that's that kind of mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it was a good reminder because like Jake's really busy right now, but he's still around, and you know he's one of the biggest collectors on Tezos like ever. You know, like he has hundreds, if not thousands, and he artists love him because he pays them the respect. Like he
Mhm.
respects artists, in a way like a lot of collectors don't. So I'm hoping, yeah. So I met up with a few of them. One of them even ran for office around here,
Mhm.
probably a city council seat, I'm guessing. But I really think that, yeah, I'm actually going to an event tonight and talking to someone. She's actually helping me out with event planning with Tezcon. She's a
Mhm.
professional, and
Excellent.
yeah, and I think like we need people who are really serious about like we can't be shy about like, hey, we want to change the world. We want to change the way the world works.
Mhm.
And
Well, and I think that
yeah.
in this current climate, I
Oh
think
yeah, that too.
institutions
That too.
institutions don't have the sway that they used to. Like if you had
Yeah.
Google on your resume 10 years ago, that was your golden ticket. And now if you have
Yeah, yeah,
Google
yeah,
on your
yeah.
resume, people are like, what did you do?
Oh no, that was
Who
my
did
next.
you harm?
That's actually was what was going to be my next point. Was that, the reason why a lot of these models out there, even in crypto, fail is because they're looking at what's happening in the world. We're moving towards authoritarianism, right? Like very clearly, right? It's not a debate anymore. It's like, wow, holy shit. And there's no good examples for people to model off of. Because I know a lot of tech people, they tend to be politically apathetic, let's say, and they don't. A lot of them are libertarians. Many of them never voted in their life, but so when they have to deal with political issues and stuff like crypto, what they do is they look at what the quote experts are doing, right? The Democratic Party or Republican Party, whatever. They're not doing a good job either, man. They're not. They're like, oh my God, looks what's happening in the world right now as we speak. Like, do you want to copy that?
Mhm.
The answer
Even
is
just in basic
basic
hierarchical
thing.
structures
Yeah,
of
just
of
basic
business and
shit.
things too.
Like we can't. We're at a point where we can't even do basic things because it's so warped. Like it's beyond
Mhm.
repair, right? But I think
Yeah.
what's lacking is the courage to, hey, let's try something new, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
and this is why I love disability justice because
mhm,
like it does not frame like its frame is in the root
mm,
rather than anything else. Like within like if you understand that ableism is actually the root of all things,
okay,
like the medicalization of identity
hmm,
for coercion and control. So like women are hysterical, gay people are contaminants, Black people are violent, like all of these horrific tropes and
hmm,
that are intentionally placed upon people so that instead of getting care that they need through systems like, medicine or education or,
right.
even economy, they're punished for something
Yeah,
that they have no
we
control over.
used to
It's nonsense.
lobotomize people that we didn't like, and that wasn't that
Yeah,
long ago. you know,
yeah.
there's a
Yeah, like
lot of
like
terrible
100 years
things.
ago, you could,
Yeah,
if you were a husband, because your wife was your property, you could say, "Oh, she's reading books. Let's lock her in here and give her a lobotomy."
yeah.
Like
Let's remove that part of her
that was totally
brain,
rational
right? Like
at the
it's
time,
fucking
apparently.
nuts. And
Yeah.
like, and I feel the same way about a lot of stuff that's going on in the medical industry right now. How
Mhm.
you marginalize.
Eugenics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and like even like with disabled people, most people are only for the first time
neurodivergence and all
meeting
that.
disabled people because disabled people were taken and put in warehouses and
Yeah.
institutions away from people. They weren't allowed to be in public. It was in some places illegal to be
Yeah.
disabled in
Yeah,
public.
and so the technology actually
Yeah.
helped in ways that a lot of people don't think about. And
Yeah.
and then they're wondering like, oh, how do we get dedication? How do we get people passionate about this stuff? Well, it's around issues like that where people don't have a choice or right like the intensity it's different from like, oh, I have a JPEG. Wow, cool. You know, it's like who cares, right? Like, dude, like there are serious like this technology can really help people out in a serious way, in a tangible way, and I honestly I do think like the biggest bottleneck is just the courage to take a step in that direction, like what needs to get done, you know, and
well, and if we can finally do away with the myth of independence, that will be so much more helpful, because like everybody has this idea, well, I say everybody, many have this idea that to be independent is to be strong and successful.
oh yeah,
like if you were today to be like, fuck society, I'm gonna go live in the forest, like thousands of people, their efforts would have got you into that forest. Like who made the axe, who made the tarp, who made the knife and the fire starter, who made the clothes, who did the research over generations about what plants are edible and not. Like you cannot separate yourself from the interdependency of life. Humans like to think that they're separate. You could put a fence up against a forest. That forest will eat that fence. It is not. It does not see that boundary.
So someone left a comment.
Does not exist.
No, someone left a comment saying exactly that. Like, he was like, no. I was saying like, oh, you know, like code. Most of the advances in code happen through open source. Like that's just a fact. Like it wasn't one guy coming up with like a genius algorithm, but some of these developers or tech bros, they get in their mind like. Yeah, you know.
And it's a fundamentally different frame of how you're seeing, because your brain is constantly in the structure of doing a Merkle tree, and like how to do from like root to finish. So like the way that your brain is anticipating and solving for things is at a different frame, which is fine, because like we need a diversity of tactics. We're not going to get anywhere if everybody thinks the same. So like if somebody has that kind of frame where they're focused on the tree or the lichen on the tree instead of the entire forest, like we need people who can think about the entire forest and who are able to communicate between those different realms together. You need the mycelium network.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Huh? Yeah, but even if you're a brilliant coder, you're still going to have to install it somewhere. And I'm sorry, you're gonna have to talk to a person, right? Like, I don't know. I just feel like, and it's all related to like how funding was done over the last couple of decades. Like, like the whole like founder total control became very popular after 2008. And in a weird, way, like crypto, like Satoshi, right? There's nothing more less individualistic than not existing. Because whoever that was, we don't even know, right? Like just kind of pushed it out into the world and and then went on. But so that was supposed to be the antidote to all this startups where the board had basically no oversight, right? Like if you look at like people like Zuckerberg, he has majority shares, so the board is just really there for decoration. They really don't have any. And then, so crypto was supposed to be the antidote to all that, but then somewhere along the line, it kind of lost its way. And here we are. Tezos at 35 cents.
It's a fire sale. Everyone.
I honestly feel
fill
like
your pockets.
I honestly feel like this is about the right price. Like I don't think crypto deserves a good market right now. And maybe people don't want to hear it, but it's kind of true. Like it's just like, well, what do we have? Like people don't even trust us, man. It's so hard. I got kicked out of places just talking about NFTs, And part of me is like, you know what? I deserve it because.
Right. Yeah, because the short return, the quarterly thinking has led us here. That's precisely what's
There's a
happening.
lot of fucked up things that happened in the last few years, and we gotta own up to it, man. Like we can't just sweep it under the rug and pretend it didn't happen. And
Yeah,
it
and
kind
use
of goes back
doublespeak
to what,
code that
yeah,
out of people's consciousness. It's
to
just
what
not going to work anymore.
to what Kevin was saying at the beginning, which was just like, yeah, we got to be honest about where we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that reparative, restorative work.
If we
'Cause, like,
admit we have
if
issues,
there are wounds there, that
yeah,
it's just gonna,
yeah,
you know, you break your toe and you keep walking on it.
yeah.
The toe's still broken.
That's how I feel we're
You're not gonna
doing
get
every
very far.
day. Stop smashing your toe. Like, no, this time it's gonna be different. Like, no, what
It's
are you
fine.
doing?
I don't need to put a brace on it. I don't need to put like a little bubble shoe on it to protect it while it heals. No.
Oh, you lost money again. Wow, who could have seen that coming? Like, just stop smashing your toe. Like, stop shooting yourself in the foot. You know, that's the appropriate metaphor. Yeah, the gun, shooting yourself in the foot.
Very American of you.
Yeah, we had to, our us and our guns, but
Yes.
But you get the point, right? It's just like we gotta, if we want things to get better, we have to acknowledge mistakes were made. I think
And
the hard,
do the repair work.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the hard part is that people get emotional about it, but I think we need to try to depersonalize it a bit. It's not, yeah. Try not to take it personally. It's just we have to move on. Like, that's the only way. Like, it's okay, everyone.
is where-
yeah, it's okay. Like,
This is where people like me come in handy because I'll just be blunt about it.
oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're pretty. No, but we need those people.
But I could
But you're not
explain it
doing
in a way that will connect with that person's area of focus
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, but you're
Like, I'm
not
great
doing
with
it because you're
metaphors and-
mean, though.
No, I'm doing it because I want the issue to be solved, and I want
Yeah.
them to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. I want to enable the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
But if folks are unwilling to see where the issues lie, and it can be really complicated too. So like, not everybody's able to like comprehend multiple layers of things and like
No.
different
It's uncomfortable.
biomes
It's uncomfortable.
of
right?
things,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And like, if you are someone who has been like stuck in the weeds of one particular area for so long, this is why I'm a generalist, because my brain works that way. It's really helpful to have folks who are able to see from multiple positions simultaneously, to be able to bridge that gap of communication
Yeah.
and serve almost like a translator for what is happening. Because a lot of the time people are saying the same thing, but they don't understand each other's dialect,
Mhm.
and they're speaking across to each other instead of to one another. And that's where
Yeah.
conflict arises. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody is shouting, that means they're not feeling heard, and they feel in their body like you are very far away, and so they need to raise their voice in order to reach you.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's but this is also related. There's all these trends that's been happening really since 2008, and it's really, I believe that Satoshi created crypto as a response to what happened that year, in the financial markets. And there's all these, like I said, founder control, but also another thing is that we live in an era of specialization, right? And then
Yes.
that also leads to that siloing we were talking about earlier. right?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
tunnel vision, right? They don't see the big
Like, if you're
picture.
trying to get a
Yeah.
degree, the guidance office is going to direct you into a particular track, and only a
Yep.
certain percentage of minds can actually
And
successfully
fin-
deal with that.
Yep. And financially, that's where all the money has been going over the last couple of decades, if you're being honest. And people, generalists like yourself, or, I've been called a polymath, or, I'm also,
Yeah, I'm a polymath autodidact, so
whatever. There's lots of different words for it, right? But I feel a lot of people here are of that variety.
Yep.
But we've been
because
undervalued.
the regular structures do not serve us.
Yeah.
We do not work well there because
But what's
our brains
happening?
don't function that way.
But what's happening right now is that because everyone has been so siloed so harshly, it leads to fragmentation. And
Exactly. Nobody has the dialect to
yeah,
communicate with one another. Even like early days, Tezos, like
yeah.
definitions for the same word varied so drastically within different quadrants of the space.
Hmm.
I feel like now that it's more of a shared dialect between like collectors, artists,
It's
devs,
getting
and
slowly
DeFi folks.
better. Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly. But it's hard because you got to keep in
Because like a
mind.
derivative is a
Yeah.
perfect word. A derivative to an artist means something completely different to
Yeah.
somebody who's in DeFi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And what?
So like, again, talking at each other instead of to one
Yeah.
another.
And so
Right.
but we got to keep in mind because like sometimes I get frustrated because it feels like it's taking so long for things to progress, but we are going against major trends
Millennia.
in no, I mean it's I mean that too, but really in particular the last couple years, like the last couple of decades, we've been on this ride that we can't do anything about because it's too big, right? And we're really like trying to move upstream, and
And also like within the course of, like, it only takes 2 generations for people to forget things. And like we're in a post-pandemic cycle. So if we're looking to like the 2000s or even the 2010s for reference, we shouldn't be. We should be looking at the Spanish flu or the plague.
Oh my God! I mean, you know that shit was only a couple years ago. You know, like you know how crazy that whole thing was. Like, just think about what happened during COVID. Okay, like
COVID is still here.
Yeah, I mean during the
Lockdown,
right?
Yeah.
Just think about how crazy that whole. It doesn't matter what your opinions on it. It's just like that whole thing was pretty nuts, and then we're still.
It was a complete change from what the predictable path was, which definitely traumatized an entire globe all at the same time.
Yeah, not to mention
and we now see the fallout from that and the brain damage from it all.
Yeah, and the response to that ain't that much better. So, you know, so we just have to keep in mind, like, yeah, sometimes I get frustrated, but it's really like we are up against a lot. And it's okay to feel like this is supposed to be hard. You know, this is hard.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. It doesn't matter, like, you know, who you are or how important you think you are or whatever. It's just gonna be hard. Like, it's so.
Yeah,
but
we are
we're
like
at least trying, right?
We are like within our own little microcosms, which is within the broader ecosystem, which is within the broader context of like the global human condition. And like we're bouncing things off of one another currently that have never been explored because we're also globally traumatized and able to actually access those areas. And so like, give yourself grace, everyone. You're having a bad day, give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Grieve. Spend some time actively grieving. Don't bottle it up, for God's sakes. You don't want an autoimmune disease. Like, find healthy outlets for the things that you're facing. Find support in community and with, if this applies to you, professional help. All of this is good. Like, you need to, I say you, everybody needs to work on the things, because like even just the millennials alone, like every goddamn week is a goddamn historical moment.
I know, and not a good way.
Like there hasn't been time for us to unpack the trauma before there's a new trauma. Right. But trauma and relief from said trauma and like working through said trauma, it's not a straight line. If anybody's ever told you that it is, you get from point A to point B. No, it is a tangle. Imagine just like a ball of yarn that has been tangled and knotted together, and you're like unthreading it, and you're like, man, I'm really getting really, oh, I have to switch directions. There
Yeah.
is a tangle here that I have to go all the way back and pull that thread through.
it helps to talk about it because there's
Mhm.
also this is a networking tip. So trauma bonding is a real thing.
Trauma
when I
bonding
was
is not-
hanging out, okay, to be honest, when I was hanging out with Yang Gang, like I was just like, oh, this feels really natural. Oh, you remember when we were traumatized by the Democratic Party?
Yes,
4
the
years
phrase
ago?
you're looking for is commiserating. Trauma bonding is not the goal.
Okay. Well, either way, it works. So,
Yeah.
don't bottle
Yeah.
it up, folks. There are people
Yeah.
out there, like everything is so crazy right now. If you just, you'll find sympathy somewhere if you just make it heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like everybody has their own experience, and
yeah.
they can only see the world from their lens. This is why I love the term oh shit.
Mm.
Where is it? It's in my brain.
Mm,
Sonder. Sonder is the concept that every person that you walk by on the street
yeah.
has their own vast universe of experience that they are seeing the world through simultaneously that you are seeing yours.
Ah. Right. So that's a concept? Huh.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So like as you're walking down the street, that realization, Sonder is the realization that everybody around you has a world as deeply complex as your own.
I didn't know that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind of people who bottle it up. It's still there, right? The problems are still there, but what ends up happening is that they kind of fall into dangerous activities to distract themselves.
That's one. Yeah, that's one outlet. Yeah, danger-seeking behavior.
And a lot of them turn into. I've seen this in politics, but a lot of them turn into political zealots.
Mm-hmm.
And
and this goes back to the concept of being wrong and our lizard brain not wanting to be wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you are wrong, that means you have to sit in the pain of the wrongness.
Yeah.
And most people avoid pain because pain sucks. And the human brain and body does not want to be in pain. Sometimes you get pushed to a point where you have to actually sit in the pain. But maybe it's a better idea to like slowly work through said pain.
Yeah, it's also a way to protect yourself because a lot of predators, in whatever form, they what's the word? Like if you don't make your voice heard, you will get taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what you're doing over there. If you don't say that, they're gonna keep on doing it.
Yeah.
And and then oh my god, I start thinking about politics again. I'm just like, that's how the system works. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Which, in my experience, it was nice being like, I had the one benefit of being, a disabled person in the room who is also like, I have many privileges. One of them being white and female presenting, and so therefore people are more likely to listen to me.
Sure.
In certain circumstances, but with the disability part, like, I didn't often get called a bitch. Which was nice. Even though I was being like blunt and calling people out on their shit.
I could see that. Yeah, I can.
Right? They're like, oh, they'd infantilize me, and that kind of counteracted that. They're like, oh, she's got great things to say. Listen to her.
Because she's disabled.
Like, yeah, do it.
I'm not gonna call her bitch because she has a problem. I don't want to be that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's a weird thing. Even like the similar thing happened with like being a minority, right?
There's also the tokenization, which sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to disagree with that black person because so it gets weird. But again, the solution to that is to be more vocal, like say what you think,
and get representation and have voices.
Say what you really
there.
feel.
Because
Like,
in the example of the space that I was in before, like they had in the 80s the grand idea to have 2 mics where like you could go and speak to an issue
hmm
at a convention, and so they were like, oh, like we should have a mic for women, right?
mm,
And then so then you had 1 mic for men and 1 mic for women,
mm.
and then over time they're like, oh, all of the other marginalized people should also have mic. Let's put them in with that same mic of women
Of course.
instead of doing something different, which is what I designed, where if you were from an equity deserving group, it
hmm
would be like people from an equity deserving group, and then people from a weren't from an equity deserving group, but that it was encouraged for folks who were not from an equity deserving group to like recede from the mic and provide a space for somebody else. And that came through like community cohesion
I
and
see.
like trying to de-silo everybody, and then giving other types of opportunities other than just the microphone at a convention, which it's like a 2-day thing once
Mhm.
every 4 years, and have other mechanisms in place for people to be able to voice what they needed to voice, and like not have you know like these rigid boxes that everybody's supposed to fit in,
Yeah.
like,
I
but
always found
still
that kinda weird.
anticipating that the natural reflex for humans is to put everything in a pretty box.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
I don't like boxes. You can probably tell, but
yeah.
but sometimes you need boxes, put
Mhm.
things in, but it's like people just do it unthinkingly, you know? It's
Mhm.
like you don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And like considering the bell curve is like the main thing,
yeah, so
because like you can have an idea of what the box is, but there's going to be outliers on either end of that. Right.
But this is kind of an interesting conversation because we talked a lot about politics today, right? And then you're not supposed to do that in business, but you know, like it's there, you know, and but yeah, I'm like that's the thing. Like we need people if we want to make this whole DAO decentralized thing work. We got to take it with the same kind of seriousness of like you know, trying to change policy or nation building even, right? Like in a way, that's what we're trying to build the country of Tezos, right? And
I'm not trying to build a country of
well, it's but you know, I don't know what people's aspirations
Yes.
are, but we have to take it with the same kind of rigor and seriousness that we do with real politics. Like
Mhm.
and are we ready? You are.
Are
I know.
we
I know you are,
ready?
but you know, but
Sunday, be there.
you know, it's gonna take time. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
even with the stuff we're
Exactly.
building,
And like people have skills that they don't even know that they have.
hmm I think
Like every time
yeah.
somebody's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, you do this professionally. What are you talking about? I'm like, do I? Yes, you do. Come
You
and
do.
volunteer for TAS.
I know. No. The same way. Like when I got involved with politics, did I know what I was doing? No.
Yeah.
I just did it anyway, and then we
It took
figured
me
it out.
2 years to become a campaign manager for
Wow.
the federal and a provincial election.
No,
It did not take me long.
this.
I was like just out of the being able to move
How
again
long
after
has it
10
been
years.
for me? Like since 2026, I guess. Almost 8 years, I guess. No, I supported the campaign for the mayor here, and she won, and that was like, I think one of my first political victories. Like, it took that long to get.
Mhm.
But you know, I've always voted on principle, not, you know. But yeah, so it's gonna take some time. Like Tezos has only been around since 2018. Our DAO has
I
only
thought it was a
been
bit earlier
around.
than that.
They were talking about it earlier. I think that's when it's officially launched. No.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and Fendo's down there. Yeah, I was hanging out with him this weekend, and we were talking about like, we know what needs to get done, like, right? Like, we're both like experienced musicians. We know what we need on the infra side, like the infrastructure, right? Copyright, all that stuff. But it might take a while for the rest of the industry to come around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to like hurry up, but I can't rush it.
Yeah,
either, you know?
institutions, I scream this from the rooftops all the time.
Yeah.
Institutions do not innovate. They adopt things that have been proven to be successful
Yep.
when they will become irrelevant without doing so.
Yep.
So us hoping that the institutions will just get it and be here, that's not going to happen. We have to do the thing.
Unrealistic. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do the thing, and then they will follow along on our coattails.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Also, hello to the professor, and to Country, and to Chris. Hello. And of course, Fendel. Hi. I can't bring anybody up. I don't know if anybody's requesting. I don't know if that's the entire room.
Am
But
I
if
a
it is,
co-host?
hello, everybody. Yes.
I don't see any buttons though. All I see is mute space, and I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to press that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's showing me on the bar at the bottom that there's a request to speak. I don't know if that's okay. Yeah, the room is now changed. Kevin is gone. First Rain is down.
Yeah,
In
there are
listeners, and
some
Sarah is here now. Hello.
few people went in and out.
Yeah.
But I
okay.
really think like, damn, like especially what? Oh wait, requested. I see a button. I'm gonna press the button. Oh, it's First Rain. I
And there we
think.
go. Mm-hmm.
I've never done this too much, so
There we go. Also, if everybody could do me the solid of sharing this space
she up. Okay,
on your
there she is.
timeline and with a friend so that we have more lovely folks either joining us or listening back to the space. That would be fabulous. Because, yeah, there's lots of good information about things going on here within the ecosystem. So,
We had a very interesting conversation for sure.
welcome back, First Rain.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello
Glad to be
again.
back. X forced me down. It was not my choice.
Ah,
I didn't do nothing. I am
Yeah,
innocent.
of course. I'm sure it was me.
I don't know what to do. You have something to say? You had something? Oh, First Rain.
First Rain? First Rain? Do you have anything you want to add?
I don't know. Just go ahead. You had a flow, you turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, feel free to chime in anytime. We're just kind of riffing.
For
Mhm.
this,
I'll
you-
probably
you-
close this up in about 10 minutes or so because I'm starting to run out of steam. And I need to get some ice cream because Matt gave me a great idea to have ice cream and watch Shameless. So that's what I'm going to do.
What kind
I'm
of
watching
ice
that
cream?
again.
What kind of ice cream?
It is vanilla ice cream. It's
Ah,
Chapman's
the
French
standard.
vanilla.
Mm.
And I will probably put some sort of nut on it. Maybe pecans with olive oil and a bit of rock salt.
Oh, I heard that's a trend now. Olive oil and ice cream. Is it good?
Oh, it's a trend now? Oh, I've been
Well,
doing it
I
since I was like 7.
saw. Okay. Well, you're ahead of the curve as always. But
Mhm. Mhm.
no, I saw some videos about it. I'm like, oh, you gotta try it. I mean, it looks okay. Looks pretty.
Because it plays on your palate and it makes the sweet sweeter and it makes the savory savorier.
I might
And then
try
a little
that
bit of
out.
salt in there, a little bit of nut in there.
Okay.
It's great. It's good. It's delicious.
My brother got me a nice bottle of olive oil. Maybe try it out.
Yeah, I've got some more recipes that I've been dreaming about that I need to make. But
What's
We'll
your
see.
next culinary adventure?
I kind of want to. Well, I've got to figure out a good way to make bread with buckwheat flour But and I also want to try and get natural yeasts and test those out, because like anything yeast based makes my whole body very angry. Probably because I'm immunodeficient. So I want to try some like the natural yeast that's on juniper, for example. Juniper berries.
Wow, that sounds complex.
Things like this. Yeah.
I could never get into baking because I'm just looking at how to do it. I'm like, I don't know.
It's just chemistry.
That's too much. Too much.
Yeah.
I'm the best at making soups, so that's my thing. Soups and
Soups are good.
stews. I made a nice batch of beef stew this week.
I have been told on many occasions that my soups are not soups; they're stews. And I say, well, you don't aspirate, so
You know what? It's just
I need
soups
something that
with-
I'm not going to choke on. It needs to be thick.
Yeah. Nah, it's just soups with a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, like they're kind of the same.
It's got to be thick like a goddamn porridge.
Yeah,
If
if
it's not porridge-like, it's not a soup for me.
Yeah, I like making spaghetti too, but because I use fresh tomatoes, it's very watery, and so it ends up you almost like end up eating it like a ramen, but
I did make a spaghetti sauce recently. It was pretty good.
yeah,
I haven't done it in a couple of years. And just some Roma tomatoes and a bunch of herbs and spices.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
really
brewed
easy.
that,
It's
slow
just-
brewed it. I think it was like an 8-hour slow brew.
before
I blended it up.
Okay, so you actually blend the tomatoes.
Mhm.
I'm too lazy, so I just throw it in. But
Yeah, and then after blending, then I let it evaporate on the stove for a bit, on like low, so it's not so soupy.
Okay, you have.
But I think
a lot
I
more
might also
steps.
try and rehash. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't think a turkey meatball is going to be what I think it's going to be. Maybe I'll try and do it with mushrooms, like a mushroom meatball.
Oh,
That sounds like a good idea.
pure
mushroom meatball.
pure mushroom.
Yeah. Well, like it'll be mushrooms blended up, like cooked and blended with
That actually sounds really tasty.
probably some semblance of a bread product that I make from buckwheat as like
Yeah.
a crumble to add in there for binding. And instead of egg, because egg also gives me issues now, which I'm annoyed about because eggs are delicious, but I'll use flaxseed instead. I'll like heat up some flaxseed with water and then it'll make that horrifying goo, which is also great for hair. If anybody's looking for like a lovely hair mask, boil up some flaxseed, make the goo, strain out the flaxseed, and apply it to your hair. Pro tip.
What?
Yes.
Wait, what is
Yes.
it? Like some kind of
Flaxseed
hair
has,
gel?
like-
Hair?
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay.
It's a hair mask. So you like put it on and then you wash it off after. But it will absorb into your hair and make it luscious.
Oh,
Take it from somebody who has hair down to their knees.
I just need more hair. I'm at that age. But-
Rosemary.
Oh yeah, I've read that. So it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's just I have enough. I do treat it somewhat. So, but yeah, it's kind of. I've been on a fried rice kick lately, so I'm trying to get better at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw the. Yeah, so you can simulate the dried out fried rice by adding less water.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just do that. Throw in some egg and oil and yeah. And I was looking at. I need to get a wok. But oil, yeah. So garlic, a little bit of bacon or meat or any kind of meat really, and then
After my roof is done, I'm gonna try and get some bacon. I'm gonna test it and see how angry my body gets. Cause like
didn't you say you need the calories though?
I do, but any like pork and beef and any red meats it makes me swell. I've probably been bitten by a Lone Star tick. Let's be fair. I don't.
Jeez.
Um,
What kind of meat?
like that would make sense.
You do eat meat though, right?
I eat chicken, turkey, and salmon,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
tilapia on
fish.
occasion, halibut, and then the rest of my meat or
Oh,
protein.
I gotta
protein
try.
comes from mushrooms
Gives
and
me
from
okay
plants,
plants.
particularly lamb's quarters, which is the most protein dense plant in North America. It's the most nutritious plant in North America.
Wow.
People treat it like a weed. It's a relative of quinoa.
Yeah. It gives me. I gotta try fish fried rice. I've never done that before. That'll be.
I like making oven roasted salmon with some lemon, a bunch of herbs and spices. Dollop of butter on there. Bake the shit out of that. It's delicious. Crisp up the edges a little bit. Skin on.
Yeah.
We need the collagen, and then long grain wild rice, Canadian wild rice, which takes like 3 hours to cook, and then collard greens and cherries.
Collard green. Okay. Trying to imagine. I mean, I'm sure it's delicious. But welcome to Mal and Ryan's cooking show. Today we're going to be talking about soups and stews. My chicken soup recipe is just let's see, some kind of chicken, fry it up for a bit, then add the water and garlic and ginger and maybe some greens. It's very simple, actually. And then, salt to taste and just boil it for a couple hours. That's it. So simple.
I like doing like cooking a whole chicken and then like deboning everything and then having that stuff on the side, and then anything that's left over, like the whole carcass goes into a big pot. Boil the hell out of it, and then pull the rest of the meat off and add a little bit more meat. But then I have
That's the way to do
usually
it.
Carrots, parsnips, celery.
Carrots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, really.
Some shallots.
Shallot.
And some garlic and some ginger.
You need the ginger is key, though. You need to have that in the water, or it's not going to taste right.
Every time I order ginger, I get a look.
What?
Because I like ginger, rhizomes, 20.
Hey, what?
I get a look. I eat a lot of ginger.
Oh,
so much ginger.
Oh, so you just buy a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the
great.
tea. It's in the tea. It's in the food.
It's good for everything.
It's in everything. It is.
Yeah. Have you ever had
that and garlic?
Have you ever had fresh grated ginger with tofu?
No, I can't eat tofu because it's soy.
Oh no. Okay. Well, that's good.
Is extremely painful because soy sauce is my favorite thing, but I can't have it.
Oh no! Oh yeah, you're right. That's soy too. That's soy on soy.
It is. I have to.
I didn't even think about that. Oh wow!
I have to make my own umami. Yeah.
Oh man.
I can have oyster sauce though. It's not actual oysters.
If you
it's
can
oyster
find
mushrooms.
some kind of substitute. Yeah.
Oyster sauce, and like usually I'll like oven roast some garlic. I like cut garlic in half and then just put it on a pan and roast that. And that gives that delicious umami flavor. But yeah, I want to try bacon because there's thick cut bacon at a local butcher near me that's like 1/4 of an inch thick. And it's my favorite bacon.
Ooh.
And I want it. I want it in my face. But I'm not going to risk it until after the roof is back on. Because like I don't need to be in the trailer with like all of my joints fully swollen and my face the size of a moon.
Did they already start that or not yet?
No.
Okay.
No. We were supposed to start it at the beginning of the month. It is now halfway through the month, and I still have no updates.
Who is they?
The contractors.
Okay.
Yeah.
not the government.
And I'm not pleased with them because their architect is the one that got me sick, and I'm still
I
sick
remember that.
6 months later.
I remember that. Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some food.
This is what happens when we talk about food.
I know.
I'm trying to think of other things that I want to try and make.
Yeah, you have an interesting diet, so it seems like you naturally come up with interesting recipes.
Yeah.
Just
But
because
this
of
is
your-
why I trust the dream recipes, because that's where I came up with the cherries and the collard greens and the rice and the fish.
Oh,
And when I have that, my migraine frequency is less.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I've
then-
noticed my body responds to certain foods. So like, yesterday I made just like a smoothie out of blueberries and such. And it's been a while. But I just as soon as I drank it, I was like, oh, this feels better. It's like,
Antioxidants in there.
yeah.
I have blueberries all the time too. That's actually something that I want to try, like the meatball conversation. So I used to make beef and pork meatballs with blueberries in them. And
Interesting.
and white chili powder and white pepper and some garlic. And those were delicious.
Oh, that sounds
With like a white cream sauce, not like a red sauce. It's got to go with a white cream sauce on noodles. Maybe, with some lovely,
I
crusted
need
bread.
to get back into because like the reason why I started doing it, like eating blueberries, is because my dad's doctor actually prescribed him, like, hey, you should eat like a dozen blueberries every day, stuff like that.
Antioxidants.
So I see him doing it all the time, and I tried it out, and then I'm like, oh yeah. But there's something in blueberries that it doesn't work with other fruits, though. There's something in that particular.
Yeah, it's the stuff that makes it so that when you put blueberries in water, if the water is basic or acidic, it'll be pink or blue. It's that. It's also in, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's also in red cabbage. It's also in red onions. It's also in purple carrots, purple potatoes.
I mean, it looks nutrition. Like beets too, right? Maybe?
No. Beets doesn't have the same thing. No.
Oh, it's different. Okay.
It is like you can make your own pH test at home for soil using these.
Actually,
like,
you're right. You're right.
Smear some blueberry and then like poke the soil with it,
really
and it will tell you if your soil is
yeah.
acidic or basic.
But it's really
and
weird
how you can amend it.
because like I'm just like I eat it and I immediately feel better because it's your body telling you, hey, you've been missing this. And
yeah, mostly the antioxidants, I would say.
Okay.
Which is the thing that it helps your body to. It does many things, but one of the things that it does is helps your body repair from free radical damage, and the free radical damage is from like things like nitrites and things that we get out of our processed foods and sun damage and just environmental damage, chemicals. It helps your body kind of like process that and also repair the tissues. So if you're looking for some skin repair, add extra zinc into your diet and add some antioxidants. So berries, anything with B12 as well. So fresh berries are better because B12, people don't realize this. B12 is like microorganisms. It's like little bacterias and stuff, and most people like get rid of that when they're washing their food. Berries are a good source of that.
Yeah.
Because they have little nooks and crannies and things. We need that.
Frozen,
the only other
frozen's okay.
like the sources that they get from like the most abundant source of B12 is from sewers.
Oh, okay. Just pay a visit then. Okay.
Microorganisms. It's like a byproduct of microorganisms breaking down material, right? And so like you do need it, but like maybe get it from a source that isn't a sewer.
Okay, I'll consider that.
Yes.
And like the other thing is start taking magnesium supplements.
Yep.
Like I've tried a lot of different things, but like those are the two things that I can
Yeah.
feel like, oh,
Yeah. Magnesium, you can also get it from certain foods, magnesium-rich foods, but also if you're
it's hard to eat it all the time.
if you're
though.
partial to a bath, you can
Mhm.
have Epsom salts bath because Epsom salts is magnesium.
Oh,
But do not just like shovel in Epsom salts. Start slow and
that's
slow,
what I did.
because your heart will become a rabbit heart
Oh,
if you do it too much. So like my body does not process magnesium properly.
okay.
And so like I was recommended to have an Epsom salts bath, and what was the low dose recommendation for me set my heart to super speed for
Oh,
like a day.
okay.
Just
Okay,
take your time with it.
I was experimenting with that for a little while.
Yeah.
I know it didn't make a big difference for me, but okay, good to know. Yeah,
So, like,
I'm
what I
Japanese.
do now is
I'm
put, like,
Japanese,
a-
so I do take baths once in a while. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there's I do a foot bath every once in a while, especially if I have a migraine. So I have a cold cloth on my head and a hot foot bath to kind of move things around in a different way. And I'll put some Epsom salts in there on occasion, and
Yeah.
it does help.
For a little while, I was living in Japan, and you remember, they have those deep baths, right? Like for Japanese people, and everyone there takes a bath. But I remember them putting in like this little orange ball. And it would make the water orange, and I was a kid, so I was like, I thought it was really cool. But I don't know what was in it. I'm hoping something
Probably
healthy.
a medley of herbs.
Yeah, it's
something
Japan, so they would
Yeah.
make it healthy. Hopefully it's just not just processed chemicals they're trying to get rid
Red
of.
dye number 4.
They would sell that shit in America,
That is something that I want to build eventually, is like an actual like deep bath, and I also want to have a sauna,
It is nice.
which I'm probably going to build both of those myself, because
I wouldn't do
I've
it
been
every
looking at the
day,
prices
but
and they're expensive as hell.
yeah, I wouldn't do it every day, but it is nice having it's taking a really deep bath once in a while. Like I can't really do that where I live right now. It's just one of those regular bathtubs. But sometimes you just want to like soak in water and contemplate life. That's the stereotype for old men in baths. In
I
Japan.
want a nice deep one that I can just throw herbs in with me, so I can make myself into a soup.
Okay.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be great. And I think one of the things that's really helped me a lot with the magnesium is, like, when I was younger, I used to get Charlie horses all the time. Magnesium is definitely the thing that you need if you're getting Charlie horses.
What?
Do you know what a Charlie horse is?
No, you gotta have to remind me. I forgot.
Oh, okay. So Charlie horse is
heard
when
of it.
you like have a muscle cramp that's involuntary that sticks, and you have to like force the muscle out of the cramp. So it
Oh.
usually happens in your calf, sometimes in your bicep or your foot. Like, those are the main places that it tends to happen. That's a Charlie horse.
Oh, okay. Okay, I had a weird image pop in my head because I was thinking like a wedgie.
A wedgie.
And like, who was doing that to you? What? Like, and then why?
Charlie horse, Charlie.
And what does magnesium have to do with this? I don't know. What are you talking? Yeah.
It like makes you kick your leg out like a horse.
Okay.
I think it's probably where it came from, but I don't know for sure. I don't know the
I guess I never understood the term. Okay.
Yeah.
And
But it's like one of those ones that you have to like wrench it out by hand. Like it won't just relax
you
again.
can get that from meats and certain foods, but it's often pretty hard to include in a
It's
diet.
also often a magnesium deficiency.
Yeah. Like, but apparently more than half the people have one. So.
Yeah. But I'm probably going to close this up because I'm 15 minutes over what I was going to say, and I want ice cream on my face, and I need to lay
Yes.
down.
No, sorry for keeping you from your ice cream.
No,
but
no. It's fine. We're talking about food.
Yeah.
And I'm about to put some in my face, so it's good.
Okay.
Do you have any final thoughts, Ryan, before we close up?
Not really. Just if you haven't heard, check the thread on this Spaces. We are testing the messaging feature. So just it says there, but make sure you do it on ShadowNet. So and give us any
Excellent.
feedback. Yeah, if you have any.
Wonderful. And for Strain, do you have any final thoughts before we close up? Is First Rain still up here? Oh, yes. First Rain!
Maybe she's away. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, I will chime in. First Rain posted up top. She has created some lovely starter packs for Tezos. So if you want to educate folks who are coming into the ecosystem, there's a starter pack available. You can also, use it for yourself. Perhaps there's something that you did not know about in the ecosystem. And if there's somebody from fully outside of the ecosystem that you want to kind of bring in to the fold, you can provide them with that too. Check that out. And more versions will come soon, as well as there is a poll up top. First Rain is planning on hosting more town halls. So would you prefer it being on a weekday or a weekend? That is the current poll that is up. If you have not been to a Tezos Town Hall as of yet, it takes place in Discord, and it is a lovely time where folks get to talk all things Tezos and bring forward their ideas and collaborate on projects and think about problem solving within the ecosystem. All of it is a lovely time and always wonderful to catch up with folks who we on this timeline often don't get to see as often as we like, but it's a great way to connect. You can choose to speak or just listen in the town hall. That's up to you. Reminder again that the Voices of Tezos is still in production. Connect with any Iranian artist that you see on your timeline. Actively seek them out. Like and comment on their things, because there has been in the last 24 hours several that I have seen pop up, and VPNs are expensive, and they're currently being intentionally suppressed with their internet access right now. Imagine being a creator and having to deal with all of that at the same time. Give them your support and your attention, please. And we also have the teia.art account on this app, which is the curation account, being led this week by Beadwill, who is decurating, and every single artist that he has posted so far in his curation, I have never seen before. So go and check all of those out. Put your notifications on for that, because you get just like a lovely feed of art that you would otherwise not come across, in my humble opinion, just because of how this algo is. So check out the beautiful work that Bee is posting about on the teia.art account. Also, if you have not already done so, check out the new pinned post on the Teia community account, where the community project application form is now open. So if you have an event idea, either in real life, online, or hybrid, fill out the form. Apply for some modest funding and support from the Teia team and the broader community at large, and let's make wonderful things happen. So fill that out and let's create some beautiful memories in our lovely ecosystem. And also a quick hello to Randall. Hello, I see you there now, because apparently my app is very broken, as we all know.
He's been there a while.
Yeah, glad to see you. It's finally showing me that you're there.
Yeah.
If there is, okay, First Rain says, not away, X not wanting her to speak. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm glad that I just went on the ramble anyway. Yeah.
This
I appreciate you, First Rain, for joining and for sharing all of the lovely things you're working on. if anybody who is listening now or who is listening later wants to add more things that's going on in this beautiful ecosystem of ours into this thread of the space, please do. We already have lots of things in there, but throw more in so folks can catch up on the things going on in Tezos. And please, once again, like and retweet the space so more lovely folks can find it and listen back, because we are closing up very shortly. And I want to make sure that folks are getting the information. And I need your help to do so. So please do. And what else? Oh, I am streaming. I'm doing video game streams randomly throughout the week, but predictably on Fridays between 5 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where I play retro video games on Twitch. And you can find me at maliciousSheep56. Give me a cheeky little follow, set your notifications on, and I will take you on an adventure and narrate with character voices and get into trouble while I play, which is very fun. We finished up Ocarina of Time last session, and we started Majora's Mask, so we're off on our new Zelda adventure. I might try after Majora's Mask, I might play something different, or I might play through some of the ROM hacks of Zelda that I have, and there's 12 of them. Might be a Zelda channel. Who knows? At least on Fridays. We'll figure it out. But there's many, many, many retro games for me to play through, which I'm excited about. So tune in if that's your vibe. If you want to just throw it on in the background and listen to me ramble, that's also good. If you want to watch, perfect. Visual quality, less than ideal. But in time, we will have fiber internet and it will be better. And then I'll be streaming all of the games. I will be streaming everything on Steam. I will be doing beta tests. I will be running around the virtual spaces with gusto. So help me grow in the meantime. Share with a friend that you think might enjoy it as well. So I would appreciate it. New goal is 70 followers. Currently have 60. So I've already been offered affiliate, but I have to fill out a whole bunch of tax information that I don't want to deal with right now because doxing issues. So I'm going to figure out a way to do it, but it's not happening right now. But in the meantime, help me grow. I would very much appreciate it. And I think that's everything. You can tune in next week, same place, same time, for Tezos Tuesday. Depending on when they start the roof, I might be able to squeeze in the end of the month spaces for once in a while, which are Sonnet Sunday for poetry and short stories, Sundays, and Mellow Monday for mental health, and Karaoke Ecstasy, which is on Friday, it's the final week of the month. So if you see me post about the space, it will probably be on. If you don't see me post about the space, it's probably not going to happen. We'll see what happens construction-wise. My humble little abode. So, also tune into the Tezos Commons Artsy Friday space on Friday, where yours truly will be joining as a guest, so you can hear me talk about my art, which I never do. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity. So if that sounds like something that may be of interest, get ready to set your reminder when that comes up on the timeline. Now, with that, this is your reminder to drink some water, to move your body in a way that you can, and to take time to rest, because rest is valuable and an important and necessary part of creativity. Be safe, be well, be kind, be you, because there is no one else like you, and you are a needed part of all. Thank you so much for being here, everybody, and I will catch you again soon.
Oh, all right, man. I talked a lot. Pretty tired. I think I'll be at the Tezos Commons space in a few hours, but I'm going to just not live stream it because